Hey everybody, welcome back to another Inner Sleuths live stream. Today we're hopping back into PAX Day. We have a lot of ground to cover. We have a lot of things that we need to accomplish here around the city. We have more dungeons to run, more bosses to kill. If they're going to show up in the dungeons, that is, because the bosses have been MIA. We've ran several dungeons. I've heard from other clans as well, spread out over various days. The bosses are in hiding. Not too sure where they all are. Hopefully they show up soon so we can get their relics and craft some cool gear. Today I want to talk about the future of PAX Day. I want to do a little more theory crafting. I want to hear from you guys what you think the end game in PAX Day is going to look like. What do you think the future of PAX Day is going to look like? Before we get into that though, I want to welcome you all in. Huge shout out to all of my channel members and supporters. Could not do this without you guys. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you for all the continued support. Huge shout out to the channel members. Guys, if you'd like to support my work, click that join button down below. You can pick from 3 different tiers there. You can become a channel member, pick one of the sleuth options, and if you link your YouTube to your Discord, you'll then get perks over on the Cheeky Buggers United Community Discord server. But I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the continued support. It is because of you that I am able to basically tell the truth. I mean, I have integrity that I will not compromise on. I will always tell you guys the truth no matter what, and you guys help to make that a reality. I can't be bought and paid for. If something's bad, I'm going to criticize it. If something is good, I'm going to praise it. And my thoughts are my own. So thank you guys for that. Thank you for giving me the ability to be able to do that. You guys fund private servers for the Cheeky Buggers United. You guys fund my ability to run the YouTube channel as well as manage the entire community. Could not do this without you guys. Massive shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for that. If you guys would like to join the Cheeky Buggers United or the Order of the Blood Brothers here in PAX Day, it's pretty easy to do. You just type !Discord. You'll get a link over to our community Discord server. Everybody's welcome over there. There's about 450 people who play various different games and like to hang out. Some people just like to chat. All kinds of stuff happens over there. We play all kinds of games. We play Star Citizen, World of Warcraft, PAX Day, you name it, we play it. We have clans, guilds, communities, organizations in all of those things. Friday night coming up is going to be our party game night. We play things like Among Us and Duck Duck Goose or Goose Goose Duck, whatever it's called, I don't know. We play all kinds of little party games, headliners and stuff to blow off some steam and have fun, but it really is a great place to meet awesome, good faith individuals. We vet and verify every single person who comes through our doors because we care about your experience here. We want you all to have a good time playing video games. I mean, video games should be a fun experience. And that's what we strive to bring to you. We want you to have fun playing games, no matter what game it is, no matter if it's a private server, all the way up to an MMO. We want you to enjoy your time playing fun games with awesome people making great memories. So consider joining the Cheeky Buggers United, and if you'd like to take that to the next level, you could become a verified CBU member. You can head over to www.cheekybugger.net where you can fill out your very own application. And you have a chance to join the Order of the Blood Brothers, the Cheeky Buggers United. It's a pretty easy process. We make sure that everyone's acting in good faith. They come and you fill out the app. We mark it pending, and then we chat with you over on Discord. We get to know you a little bit. We make sure that it's right for you and you're right for us, and off to the races we go. It's a really great process, though, to be honest. On the other side of it, it makes for a great gaming experience because we end up keeping out all the trolls, bad faith actors, and people like that. So if that sounds good to you, head over to our website, fill out your very own application. If your application is marked pending, there's several people right now where it's marked pending. Whenever there's updates to PAX Day or other games like that, we get large influxes of people who come and join the community. So make sure you check your application. If it's marked pending, that means that you need to get in touch with me over on Discord, void_lock. You guys can send me a message at any time. I'd love to hear from you guys. We have all kinds of fun conversations over on Discord as well. I look forward to seeing you guys over there. We have a sub goal of 2,000. We've been slowly going towards it. In the past, we shot up to 1,200 like a rocket, and now we're slowly inching our way towards 2,000. Guys, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. If you feel like it, ring the bell so you never miss an upload. We do various different streams for all kinds of games, videos, music videos for fan-made music, all kinds of stuff. I have Graveheart's Fables, which I really want to get another story put out for that. Those take a little more time though because they're more curated. I have to write the script and come up with stories and things like that. But we got all kinds of stuff going on here on the channel. And if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see here on the channel as well, I've gotten people who are like, you should read books, do the voiceover for books and stuff. If you have an idea of what you'd like to see here on the channel, please don't hesitate. Send me a message. My favorite thing to do is to interact with you guys here live on stream. Hey, listen, if I didn't want to interact with you, I wouldn't do these live. I would just do videos, right? My favorite thing to do is to interact with you guys, get your opinions, and brainstorm ideas. And that's what these chillin', chattin', and theory crafting streams are all about. It's about slowing down, looking at the things we've done in different various games, mostly PAX Day, and just relaxing, chatting with you guys, having a good time, talking about things that we'd like to see brought to the game or games that we are really enjoying. And PAX Day has been a hot topic as of late. I know you guys love hearing about the future of PAX Day. With every update, it's a big boom. There's always big influxes of people who come to PAX Day. The future of PAX Day is going to be very interesting, I think. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have any insider information, but I have common sense and I have all of you to bounce things off of. So let's throw some cool ideas around. Let's see what we think the future of PAX Day is going to look like in this episode while we go around and build BloodHaven. Once the city's done, we'll be hosting the Festival of Realms, one of the biggest gatherings in PAX Day. We're one of the largest clans. We host really big events. We like to have fun with a ton of people and welcome everyone out to our spaces and just have fun, generally just have fun in the game. And the Festival of Realms is one of the ways that we do that. We have archery contests, we have a maze, we have the Fabled Forage, we have all kinds of things for you guys to partake in, win little prizes and have fun, and just build community, because that's what PAX Day is all about. It's about building community, and that's what we love to do. So look forward to that. Over on our Discord, we have an event room for PAX Day public events. That's where we'll be posting those. For clan members, we do have a statue building competition coming up for various different positions around the city. We have, like, right here's probably going to go one. We're over there. We already have one up. We have some coming up here in the Sanctuary, the Fallen. We are going to be hosting the first ever statue building competition here within the Order of the Blood Brothers to see what you guys can come up with for different areas. We have the different effigies to the Pantheon that we need to get created here in the city as well. We have the 9 gods, as some of you know. You can find them over on our wiki. That's wiki.cheekybugger.net. All kinds of fun lore over there. We have the 7 stone feathers of the apocalypse that we have to find. That's going to be a very fun adventure here in the not too distant future. Once the city is done being built, we'll be able to enjoy it. It has all kinds of nooks and crannies. You can get lost in here. You can find secrets in here. You can have all kinds of fun in BloodHaven, the city that never sleeps. So come on out to BloodHaven, have some fun, explore. But once the city's done, Festival of Realms, we'll be going on the adventures of the 7 stone feathers of the apocalypse. All kinds of cool roleplay stories, because we are role players at heart. All kinds of fun roleplay stories will be unfolding. Yeah. So that's my intro. That's all I got for you guys in terms of all the different announcements and stuff. So now I'm going to unpause Tangia. If you guys would like to interact with Tangia, you can type !Tangia in chat. You'll get a link over to our Tangia page where you can fire up Tangia Dungeons. The Tangia Dungeons are free for everybody else to join if they're already started. So if someone pays for a Tangia dungeon with tokens, you're free to join that and get a bunch of rewards and stuff from it. You can win free redemption vouchers for different memes and things like that. Just like that, there's a Tangia dungeon. So if you already have the Tangia page pulled up, you can join that dungeon for free. They're little mini dungeon things that play on the side periodically. But I'm going to unpause Tangia and let's get into this episode. First of all, let's catch up with all the chat here. We got Maven, we have Fadrill, we have Ange, we have Cat Died, Black Pickle, Watson, Athena. Great to see you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by the stream. I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on the future of PAX Day, any ideas that you have, and what they can do to up the activity levels, because it's been dipping below 1,000 active players again, and this patch is relatively new. It just kind of came out. I'm going to skim through chat here. Cat Died says, coming soon to a smartphone near you. You have some news to share. What's your news? How's it going, Cat Died? What news do you have to share? Athena, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. Nightshade, welcome into the stream. Great to have you guys here. Thanks for stopping by. Saturdays, we have our dungeon run scheduled for everyone who's a verified member of CBU. We have our official, we run a bunch of dungeons, like all the time, every day, every other day. We're running dungeons. You have to like be in chat though to see them. They've been kind of sporadic because of trying to get the city built. But we have our official dungeon run on the books now. Athena says, cheerful hello from merry old England. Great to have you here, Athena. All right, so first on the schedule here is to work on the Sanctuary of the Fallen a little bit. Let me see what we got here. We got a bunch of materials. I need to do a little bit of work over here on this new mausoleum, crypt? I don't know, whatever these things are called. I gotta finish this top portion here and the railing. But first topic and main topic of this stream, I want to know what you guys think. What do you envision the future of PAX Day looking like? What do you think the wildlands are going to look like? What do you think the home valleys are going to look like? What do you think more new zones are going to look like? What do you think the end game loop that will keep people interested will look like? I know it's kind of a broad question and a broad topic, but there's so many different ways this game could go, and we don't have a lot of information as to what future expansions or content loops are going to look like. I don't think the game can exist as it currently is, obviously. It can't just be get to end game, run the same dungeons over and over again. There has to be like world bosses or something to do, some dynamic event, some end game recurring content that will keep people interested well into the future. But I'm curious what you guys think and want. Well, let's go with think. What do you think the future of PAX Day will look like first? And then we'll get into what we would want it to look like. While I build here, oh, I'm going to have to use these smaller ones. These things place like crap. These things are the most frustrating things in the world to try and place. They just don't snap right. They just don't act right. Maybe if I come off this pillar. Yeah, look at, there we go. It's so weird to get those to snap. They really need to get those fixed. There we go, we got it. Okay, now on the corners we're gonna use these things. What height are they at over there? They're just above this. So like that height, maybe? I'm trying to have some uniformity here. I'll do my best to keep up with your guys' chat. Keep in mind there's only one of me, there's a lot of you. If I miss your message, it's not intentional. I will always read every super chat. We have a 5 super chat goal for this stream. I will read every single super chat. I do my best to read every channel member's message. And I really try to read everyone's messages, but just know that sometimes I will miss messages. It's not intentional. I try to read everyone's message, as long as those messages are in good faith. Athena says, did I just see a streaker fly by Lord Void? Was there? I must have missed that. Nightshade said I could be persuaded to run a dungeon. I love running the dungeons in this game. Pickle says, see what is the future of PAX? Let's see. Oh, Maven says, of course not. Was that to the streaker? Zarek, how's it going? Welcome into the stream, brother. How's it going? Hope you're doing great today. Zarek says the last dungeon run was pretty fun. Yeah, we have a lot of fun in dungeon runs. We have a very unique method to tackling dungeons now that works exceedingly well. And it's the most fun I've had in PAX Day in a very, very long time. John, welcome into the stream. John says, do you need anything building-wise in BloodHaven? I have much of each. Probably gonna need fine wood beams, a lime mortar, shingles, limestone, granite, stone, stuff like that. Typical things like that is probably what we're gonna need the most of. Appreciate that, John. Hope you're having a good day so far. Pickle says, weaponsmithing level 36 to level 37 is 300,000 XP. The cheapest thing to make is a great maul. I won't list all the materials. I'll just talk about the steel. Pickle says, on average, you get 800 XP per craft. That means you need 362 great mauls crafted to level up. And at 30 steel ingots per great maul, you need 10,860 steel ingots just to get from level 36 to 37. That's crazy. I mean, that is absolutely mind-boggling. Now, guys, I'll get called a fanboy because, oh, you still cover that dead game. There's some toxic people out there who just, they'll call me a fanboy because I so much as dare to have fun with friends and community in a game, right? So I'll get called a fanboy. And on the other hand, people who are diehard actual fanboys will call me doomsayers. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm just telling the truth. I just call things as they are. I don't care if it's good, bad, or indifferent. Listen, I'm not here to sell you a game or a product. I am here to show you what it has to offer so you can decide if it's right for you. That's all it comes down to, really. So, that being said, there's a lot of things to talk about with PAX Day. Sometimes we'll have to talk about things that aren't so pleasant, but that is one of those things that's not so pleasant, Pickle. Needing to craft 10,860 steel ingots just to go from level 36 to 37. How many are you going to need to go from 37 to 38? You're going to need so many crafts to get from 39 to 40 that it's kind of unfathomable. And I'm not here to just talk crap, right? I mean, I offer solutions to a lot of these things, and the solution is make it less of a grind. I love vanilla World of Warcraft. That game is an absolute grind, but it feels really good. It's one of those games that it feels good because you always have something to do along the way. There's always something for you to interact with, a new dungeon, a new experience to be had along the way. I'm going to need to put some type of pillar underneath that. Every level in World of Warcraft is a treat, in vanilla at least. Retail, a little bit different experience. But with vanilla, there's always something new to do. Every level is a treat. You're getting new experiences along the way, new zones to go to, new dungeons to run, new bosses to kill, new quests to do. There's always something to do, right? They need to make it interesting so that way you enjoy every single level in PAX Day, as opposed to it just simply being a grind fest. Because I think that's going to turn off a lot of people. So that is one of the biggest issues, honestly. Walter, welcome into the stream. Walter says, didn't they say at one point there would be provinces to explore beyond the home valleys? They talked about adding other provinces. Yes, that they would. That's what I think the broken gates are for. So those could lead to other expansion areas. Maybe there's a big desert area that has new resources and monsters and enemies to fight there. Who knows? LX1MN, clan fights over territories in the PvP zone along with their allies. Not everyone wants to focus simply on PvP though. So I think that I'm trying to think of what else there could be, because we do know about that. I mean, obviously we're going to have the PvP zone with the exclusive resources, which take it or leave it. That's a hot topic as well. But there's going to be baronies and the knight and soldier system. We don't need steel, John, or at least I don't need steel. If you have any that you want us to cook up, sure. But we have a crap ton of them. John says, I think they should add some NPCs. Combat is a slow grind, trying to solo. Definitely, and that's why I recommend going with a group. We do big pull POI farms essentially to get a bunch of combat experience. Vigil says, I figured out how to get those to snap. Oh, how do you get those things to snap? Vigil says, don't try to snap them to the existing rails, snap them to the actual flooring and they'll snap. I'll keep that in mind. I'll give that a try. Let me see some more messages here from you guys. Athena says, there needs to be an NPC that wanders the roads, both friendly and unfriendly. I think that'd be really cool. Now, they've said that they're not going to be doing NPCs because we're essentially the NPCs, or relying on us to be the NPCs of the world, so to speak. So I don't know if they're going to have NPCs that are friendly, but in terms of like enemy AI, I think that having enemies patrol the roads would be really great for the game, to be honest. Or have them, maybe there's some way like how in Minecraft you can trigger an illager. You can trigger an illager raid on your base. Maybe if you did something like that, you could get some type of reward. Walter says Powell's stuck at work. Oh, okay. Yeah, everyone has different names on YouTube and then Discord and then in-game, so it's hard to keep them all straight, but you're Powell. Okay, gotcha. Welcome into the stream, man. Great to have you here. Thanks for tuning in at work. Maven says, I'm going to be very excited to see the Fae make their way into the game. Also looking forward to seeing the world of PAX Day solidify, building up legacies with our friends and family. Pickle says that's the future of, let's see. 30 single ingot. Oh, you're talking about going back to the whole leveling thing. You're saying that's the future of PAX Day. So you think the future of PAX Day is going to remain pretty much how it is now then, with extensive grinds on a lot of those professions and stuff. I mean, to be honest, even the weapon skills have become a huge grind. So, I mean, I've done a lot of combat in the game. And I'm at like level 26 for my armor. And I started my swords first. My shields is at 24 and my maces is at 22. I started my maces after my swords. I got swords to level 16 and then I switched to mace so I can more effectively be a tank. So I have been switching my stuff up a little bit. I haven't stayed super consistent. I like medium chest piece. I got that to 18 before I switched over to heavy in order to tank more efficiently. But I mean, this is unfathomable amounts of dungeons, unfathomable amounts of kills, and POI clearing runs, and I'm at like 26. Now, I know there are people higher than me. I cannot imagine how much grinding they have done. I mean, you'd have to be grinding just 24/7. And I'm not saying I want the game to be easy, but I don't think a game should be a grind just to be a grind, right? Again, it has to be enjoyable along the way. In World of Warcraft Vanilla, again, it takes you a very long time to go from like one level to the next, but you have new quests, new missions, new areas to explore, and all the other stuff that goes along with that keeps that experience interesting and fun for you along the way. Here, it's kind of like a grind just for a grind. Sure, you unlock some more recipes and stuff for your crafting skills. But, I mean, so listen, I've made unfathomable amounts of potions before and after all of these patches, and I'm still only 39. Like, I mean, I don't think I have a need to get to 40 unless there's something that unlocks it that I just don't know about. But like, it's insane the amount of experience you need. 244,000 experience, and I'm not even sure what certain potions will give me when I try to craft them anymore. Maven says it took so much to get from level 38 to get to level 38 weaponsmithing in verse 2. Tom Seaton, welcome into the stream. How's it going? Kat says, TLDR, a lot of our members are getting pretty discouraged. Did I miss a message from you, or is that the news? You said you have something really exciting to share with us. That was the last message before this one, unless I missed something. What was the news that you had to share? Is the news that you guys are getting discouraged? Cat Died says, the issue for most people is the juice you get from grinding out levels is not worth the squeeze. Oh, that is the news. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I definitely know where you're coming from. It's crazy, and that's why being role players, we really lean into the whole, we're just having fun in the game. We're just making our own experiences and telling stories and stuff. Other than that, there's not too much going on in terms of PAX Day. I mean, sure, you can run dungeons and do all the things that we know are in the game and explore, but it really comes down to the stories, and that's why we're trying to get the city built so we can host a lot of events and have fun. Oh, it's your birthday! That's your big news? It's your birthday? Happy birthday, Cat Died. Thanks for spending your birthday here on stream with me. No, I definitely hear you, though. There's a lot of people who... I mean, even in our clan, we've had people who pick up the game in between each patch, and here's the thing. We don't have any requirement on players' activity. We want people to have fun. We want to enhance the way that people like to play video games, as long as they're acting in good faith and they have that ultimate loyalty. We want people to have fun playing games. So we don't have any, like, you know, required allotment of time or anything like that. People are free to play whenever they want. That being said, I encourage people to not play games that are causing them frustration, especially like with Star Citizen and stuff. You know, if the game is not going the way that you're liking, or the patch is buggy or something like that, I encourage people to, hey, put it down, walk away, come back to it at a later time. So I definitely get it. I mean, I've seen a lot of people pick it up, they come back for the patch, they try it out, they see all the things that's going on, and then maybe they walk away for a little bit, they pick it back up later. So I definitely encourage that. I don't obviously want people to feel like they are forced to play PAX Day during this early access phase. Maven, thank you for the first out of 5 super chats towards our super chat goal. Appreciate you. She said, happy birthday, Cat. Yes, happy birthday indeed. Thank you, Maven, for that super chat. Nightshade says, to be honest, this patch has quickly turned into me and Silo mainly doing things after 3 weeks. No, I hear you. I hear you for sure. Cat Died says, yeah, a lot of our members, longtime grinders, have 3,000 hours in PAX Day, have started to quit. I get it. I totally get it. And I think that that's normal. I think that with games, there are ebb and flows of its content patch. I mean, I do the same thing with World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft you could play indefinitely because it has, you know, recurring new content being added to it and stuff like that, with endgame loops that are fun and exciting to engage with. But in PAX Day, we really don't have that yet, but we are in early access still. I think that's why this the main topic of today is, you know, what do you think the game's going to look like in the future? Maybe even full release. I think I'm probably getting close to 3,000 hours in the game. I had like 2,500 hours, not that, you know, at the beginning of this patch. So I'm probably pushing towards 3,000 hours in the game as well, which is a lot of time to spend in a single game, to be honest. I mean, that's a lot of time. And it should be an enjoyable experience. Like, that time spent should be rewarding and fun. John says 900 lime mortar and 2,300 granite and Ange's clan chest. Oh, thank you. I'll go grab that because I'll definitely need that. Thank you so much for that, John. I really appreciate that. And thank you to everyone who's helped us get the materials and things like that to work on the city. That helps a ton. I think these poles look good like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The Sanctuary of the Fallen is where I come to sacrifice all my dead weapons and stuff from grinding. I put them there in front of that big sword. We have different tombs to different things in lore. It's a pretty fun place to hang out. It's going to be a nice memorial garden once it's all completely finished. Glacian, welcome into the stream, Glacian. Great to see you. Glacian says, my worries is people being completely burnt out before the game is truly ready. That is always going to be a concern as well, yeah. And that's why I'm hoping that they add enough unique content to the game over, you know, the span of, the 5 months that we have left before the game supposedly launches. Because they said they're releasing this year. I don't know. I don't know how they could really do that. Here's my unique take on a cross here. I kind of was mimicking what's on the top of the sword there on the pommel. Raven says, it's still early. We honestly don't know what Mainframe is actually thinking for a subscription cost. Well, yeah, and that's the biggest thing too, right? Is that there's going to be a subscription cost associated with this. And we just don't know. What are we going to get for that subscription? What is it at? What's the value they're going to actually be? Like Cat Died says, is that juice going to be worth the squeeze? Nightshade says, I honestly was hoping packs would replace WoW, but with plots potentially being $15 per... Well, I mean, and that's all speculation. We have no idea. The plots could be $100 per. They could be $1 per. We literally have no idea. They've not given any indication at all. I would assume it would be $5 a plot. That would be like good. I mean, some people went as low as like $2.50. I don't think it'll be that low. I think we'll see $5, $10 plots. If they're $15 plots, it's going to be extremely limited in terms of how many plots are actually going to be in the world. And you're not going to see things like, let me pull out my hammer. You're not going to see things like this anymore. You're not going to see 100 plot cities with 200 plots surrounding it. It's just not going to be a thing. I mean, this is an unfathomable amount of plots. Could you imagine paying a subscription for that? Even if they were, you know, $5 a plot, that would still be insane. Athena says, no way they launched this year, just not possible at this rate. I don't know. Listen, I can only go based on what the devs say. And that's what the devs say. The devs say they are on track for a 2025 release as of last indication from them. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Time will tell. But that's what they say right now. That's what they say right now is 2025 release. Maven says it's still early. We honestly don't know. I already read that one. We don't know what the subscription cost. Black Pickle says, the way the game is at the moment, I wouldn't pay them in bottle caps. But Glacian, I definitely agree with the whole burnout thing. And that's a risk with any game that's not fully released yet. Fizzy, welcome into the stream. Great to have you here, brother. Thanks for popping in. Spending your afternoon here with the Inner Sleuths. We are talking about what we think. The first thing we're talking about is what we think the future of PAX Day is going to look like. Then we're going to slowly transition over into what we want and hope the future of PAX Day will look like. I have a lot of ideas for this. I have a lot of concerns for this, but I want to hear from you guys as well. So everybody who's just tuning in, If this is your first time tuning in, don't be shy. I want to read your messages. It's my favorite thing to do. And the topic right now is what we think the future of PAX Day will look like. What do you realistically think Mainframe is going to do with the future of PAX Day? You can touch on any portion of that topic as you like. If you want to talk about what you think PvP will look like, or PvE, or what you think plots will look like, any of that stuff. But what do you think it realistically, based on all information that we currently have, what do you think the future of PAX Day is going to look like? Cat Died says, if they want to grow and allow people to afford it globally, I think they should keep it at $250 a plot. The mainstays, that maintains most people's current spending on most subscriptions. You have to drop 30 to 40 bucks. Yeah, because you still have to buy the game, right? On the game initially to get in. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to buy the game, initially to get in. Does anyone in chat not have PAX Day yet? Has anyone not played PAX Day and they're just monitoring? They've been monitoring to see what the game's all about. Has anyone in chat not yet played PAX Day? Let me know. John says, so far has cost me a penny and an hour to play. Gives me money for drugs so I can continue. Nightshade says, to be fair, the game is barely on track for a 2027 release. That's my 2 cents. A lot of people think that way as well, but I can only go based on what the devs have said. I have my own opinion on that stuff, but I can only go based on, I like to look at the facts of what the devs have said. Maven says they've teased Lioness will be more than one zone. Now, by more than one zone, do they mean more than one map? Or they're going to have zones within Lioness that will have different aspects to them? Because remember, they don't have the best communication skills. So I think what they mean is, that there will be different spaces within Lioness that will be used for different things. They talked about like some city hubs or something like that. Maybe that's their take on like a control the POI. One of my favorite things in World of Warcraft is the overworld, regular world POIs that you would capture that are for PvP. In the Burning Crusade, we had so much fun holding those world zones for PvP from other factions, fighting back and forth over these zones in order to secure them for our faction. Some of the best PvP, world PvP moments I've ever had in a game. Just absolutely tons and tons of fun. Silo, how's it going, man? Welcome into the stream. Silo says they have a huge gap to fill before they could really launch. I think so as well. And I think there's a lot of things like a missing permission system that is very important. I mean, we need a proper permission system if they want the game to be a social game. Maven says they haven't specified over the Lioness zones. Yeah, I think it's going to be... I think the Lioness zones are basically going to be individual not provinces, but like almost like home valleys within Lioness. Because they said that later during this patch, we're going to see the overhauled Lioness with, potentially with these exclusive resources. Now, I'm not a big fan of exclusive resources. I'm a fan of exclusive rewards for doing things in PvP. Like in World of Warcraft, it's an independent system of PvE, PvP. It's all independent of each other. You can do Mythic Plus, you could do raids, you could do PvP, you could do delves. You could choose which end game content you want that recurring door to be for you. And they don't really have much crossover. And I think that is a good way to do it because you're then putting a little bit of separation between people who don't want a PvP at all and people who do want a PvP. PvPers will always PvE, but PvEers will not always PvP, and that's one of the big problems. John says, there was a game called Horizon, which I believe is now called Hysteria. Played it and loved it in the day. Free to play. Bases crafting might be worth a look. I'll have to check that out. I'll remind me on Discord to check that out, John. I'll have to look into that and see what that's all about. There is a lot of competition going on in this scene right now as well. I mean, obviously you have the big mainstays that are in the scene, other MMOs and stuff, but you have things like Dune Awakening that have spurred up. Now, I have concerns about Dune Awakening and things that I would like to see them fix as well. I'd like to see self-hosted private servers for Dune. I think it's perfect for that. It's not really an MMO. Just like I don't really think PAX Day is an MMO. 80 to 100 people on screen at any given time, that's not really an MMO, to be honest. I mean, you could do that in Conan, you could do that in V Rising. So they need to get those numbers up if they want this to really truly be an MMO. Oh, nice. Okay. We got a lot of granite going on here. Thank you so much for that. Fidril says, I wonder if they'd create different sized plots with different prices. I don't know if that's necessary because right now it's probably better to have more smaller plots if they can fix them locking together. Because then you can use them in different areas. Unless it was like on a curve. The bigger the plot, the cheaper per square foot or something. That would make sense then, kind of. Cat Died says, my take is it will transition into multi-platform game. I know they want to do mobile. See, that's kind of crazy to me when games try to do that. I'm sure they will simplify things further for that to happen. Athena says, one free plot for us alpha testers. That would be pretty cool. I don't think we'll see that, though. They got to make their money somehow. I don't think we will see that, but that would be a nice tip of the hat to everybody who stuck with them and helped them get all the data. Because without us, I mean, you know how it used to be that devs would have to pay testers to test their games. And when they released their game, it was on a disc, and it couldn't have any bugs or anything like that because it's on a disc. Those are there to stay now. So we're essentially paying them to be able to test their game. You'd think they'd give us a little tip of the hat like that. That'd be nice. Dude needs to give me a reason to use the server I just bought. So my main issue with Dune is, unless you have your own world, which X-Realm actually does allow you to have now, you can have your own entire world from 160 to however many 640 player slots, starting at like $369 a month or something like that. It sounds like a lot, right? But if you think about it, it's like $410 for a 640 slot server. That's actually not all that crazy if you have enough people to fill that. And then you have your own entire world with Haga basins, multiple Haga basins. You have the PvP zones. You have all of that stuff. So if we can get a big enough community to make that worth it, my big problem is you can't like save your data, right? So if you want to pause the server or anything, it means it all goes to oblivion. And that's why I like privately hosted servers, self-hosted servers, because then you don't have to worry about that stuff. Yeah, Renowned, I don't know, man. Renowned, unless they let you have server settings where you can like really change some stuff, the whole offline rating thing is a no-go for me. I want to enjoy playing games. I don't want to log on every single morning and have my entire base have been destroyed. That's what's happening in Dune right now. People are hacking the permission system, the hacks and the cheats. The numbers have fallen off a cliff for Dune Awakening in terms of players because of all the hackers. It's absolutely insane. I've seen so many different hacks be implemented and they're really not doing anything about it. So it makes no sense to play Dune unless you're on a private server because people could just hack the permissions, take everything you have, you're done, start over. Get messed up. You're over. It's over for you. You have 50 members in your Dune community, and I'm sure we could pull a lot more for a project like that. Yeah, I mean we have quite a bit as well. So maybe with that many people, maybe we could have a suggested donation of $5 or something a month. I don't know, and see if. See, the thing is, I don't charge for my servers when I'm self-hosting them. If people want to donate, they do that here on the channel. They become channel members. They support my work. They do other forms of donation and things like that. But I don't charge for my private servers. Now, when they're not hosted by me, I don't really have a choice, right? Because, I mean, we have the fee. The fee is what the fee is. We have several very, very generous people in the community who are willing to pay for multiple months of something like that. So maybe we see how many donations we could get to do a thing like that. But I think that'd be a lot of fun. If we had our own entire world spread out amongst, maybe like, you guys could have your own Haga Basin. You could have Haga Basin whatever Knights Templar Haga Basin connected to our world, and we can have the CBU Haga Basin, and we have 2 others right there. Even if we go with the smallest package, you have 2 other Haga Basins still that are 40 slots that you can do whatever you want with. And we can scale that up to having many, many more as well. It doesn't have to just be just 4. It could be all the way up to 640 slots for like $410 a month, which I know, again, sounds like a lot, but when there's that many people, maybe we could pull that off. Maybe that could be something that we could do. I don't know. Send me a message over on Discord if you might be interested in that. It would mean starting over. We already had to start over because our G-Portal private server, absolute crap, guys. Do not use G-Portal. Maybe it's just for Dune, I don't know, but my experience with G-Portal has been an absolute nightmare. Terrible customer service, terrible product, terrible services, just awful, awful. I'm avoiding G-Portal at all costs. I reached out for a sponsorship because I heard good things before I had a server with them. I've since redacted that because I will only promote anything that I myself will use and that I truly believe is a good product, and G-Portal, I will avoid them at all costs. X-Realm, however, we might be able to have our own entire world. Y'all are going to have to choose Hurricane because all of our members are Ataris for life. I mean, I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. I think anyone could pick whatever they wanted. I mean, and with 50 members, you have more than one clan. So I think if we could make it a softcore RP thing where we have different clans, there's no teaming, and we, can have friendly PvP scrimmages and stuff like that. It could be a lot of fun. But let me know if anyone's interested in that. I mean, I'd like to see something similar come for PAX Day, if I'm being honest. I'd like to see that for PAX Day. Black Pickle says, best medieval game at the moment, in my opinion, is Bellwright. How many people can play Bellwright, Pickle? How many people can be on that? And can you self-host a server for Bellwright? I don't know much about Bellwright. I've heard about it. This city is coming along so great. Massive shout out to Templar. We've already sent him beer money as a huge thank you for the absolute unfathomable amounts of hours that he's poured into building this city. And thank you to everyone who's been supplying materials and stuff. It is coming along amazingly. I've never seen such a big city. I think this is the biggest cooperative build in the game. I mean, it's over 100 plots now, 200 plots surrounding it. It's crazy. Cat Died says that sucks about G-Portal. Yeah, it definitely does. Bellwright was great for 200 hours, then it became very repetitive. Cat Died says no self-hosting yet for Bellwright. That's such a shame, man. I love when games just let you play the game the way that you want to enjoy it. And however illegal it is, private WoW servers have done just that. They've really opened up the world for people to be able to have unique experiences and mods and custom experiences in World of Warcraft. I mean, Turtle WoW has just been doing amazing things for World of Warcraft for vanilla WoW. Not classic WoW, vanilla WoW. And yes, there is a difference. Bellwright is only 4-player co-op. Oh no. Does it have foxes? It's co-op, so not many. I mean, I like co-op games, but you really lower your player count. I like things where everyone can hop in. Like V-Rising. I really wish that V-Rising can get a bigger endgame loop solidified to where you can play it for longer and it's not just kill the bosses, do a little PvP, and put it down. Because having a 128 slot private server that's self-hosted is freaking awesome. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. I love hosting big things like that for the community so we can have fun and enjoy games the way that we want to. Where does this go? I don't even know where this goes. This place is awesome. I'm trying to see where I want to start working on next. Oh, we have a dark hole here. Oh my. What do we have here? You guys are going to have a lot of fun exploring. You guys are going to have so much fun exploring here. Dark holes all over the place. This is such a great entrance. I love that. Pickle says, and yeah, poops out at some point as well. And not every game needs to go on forever. I like games that do, because when I really enjoy a game, I want to fully enjoy that game. I want as much content as possible. I want to be able to live in that universe for as long as possible. And that's one of my main concerns with PAX Day right now. Is eventually you get to a point where you've built all the things you want to build. You've fought all the monsters you've wanted to fight. You've crafted everything that you wanted to craft. And then you're sitting here and you're just like, yeah, we have an amazing empire here. We got an amazing stuff we put together. And I think that's what happens, or that's what's causing people to leave the game, because they're all pittered out. All right, let's get up on top of these buildings and check these roofs out. So these ones here are done. I'm trying to think if I like these peaks or not. I almost kind of like them flat how they were, and then I can do some pavilion thing up here, because these have pretty good structural integrity. They're not bad. Could do something flat up here. Wish we had lanterns or handheld torches. Why they took them out, I'll never know. They said they took them out because there was some type of terrain glitch with the light that the player held lights. I don't know. That's what they said. I remember reading something about that. Something about there being an issue with player held lights interacting with the terrain in some way. Oh, I have to put a little slanty roof over this. Is this one big enough? No, we'll have to use one of these. Yeah, that's perfect. Look at that. Actually, is there a corner piece for this? There sure is. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these up here. And then I'm going to put a little awning around it as well. Another Tangia dungeon firing up. Maven, thank you for the Tangia dungeon. Appreciate you. Nightshade Leonard says, probably poor ray casting on lights causing terrain glitches. Could be. Definitely could be. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these going around this way. Yeah, this will look pretty good. The building in this game is great. There we go. Got a little roof above that. That looks pretty neat. Oh, there's a little tiny gap at the top. How can I close that? I think I have an idea. Does this fit there? Let me see, hold on. I think we can stuff some beams in there. Oh wow, look at that. What was that? An epic item someone just got. Did you just get a pirate cutlass or something? What did that say? The problem is, even with the beam, it's still off the wall. I guess it makes it look a little less off the wall. It might close it just enough. Otherwise, I could put... pieces of wood in there. That closes it up. see how that looks. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. I need a bunch of table lamps because, as you can see, super, super dark down in some of these holes. We're going to need so much lighting. It's insane. Athena says PAX Day costs less than 10 people per hour for me, or costs less than 10 pence per hour for me, not counting wear and tear on the computer. There we go. Looks pretty good. We'll do another one on this side right here. Not bad. Yeah, we're going to need so many table lamps. If anyone has table lamps and or bronze that they'd like to donate to get this place lit up, please let me know. Maven says Ange Bellwright does have foxes. I kind of want to put a pillar here. I don't know. Maybe it's good how it is. Yeah, I think that's good. That looks pretty neat. I like giving things character. You know, it looks out of place kind of, but it looks natural. It looks natural, like it naturally evolved. And sometimes having something be out of place gives it that, helps it to achieve that look. So we have railings here on all of these. These are good. Ange says as it should, LOL. I want to do something along this wall. We need so many vines. So many vines are going to be needed. And I think my streams should be running good now, too. At the very beginning, when I first went live, there was like 232 dropped frames, but I think that was just the software kicking in. I think it was ISP or YouTube ingest server related, because now everything seems to be fine. A couple days ago, I did like a 5-hour test. I just let it run, and I didn't have any issues. Oh yeah, check out, I brought the sewer grate design from the other city over to here. I love using these shingles like that. It makes it look like an actual sewer drain. Pretty cool. I like that. I'll sink this down eventually. Templar, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. Thanks for the brisket. Appreciate you. Look at that orange goldish star. That looks so fancy. I love that. John says, oh, I didn't think about wear and tear on the computer. In that case, my video card has ground itself to a nub. Oh no. It's so weird. My game's running great now though. I was getting like 15 FPS here a couple days ago. Now, over 80, 90, 100 FPS. Super weird. Templar, member for 12 months. 1 whole year. Here's to the next, he says. Templar, thank you for being a channel member for an entire year. It's crazy to think that it's been a year. Time really does fly. It feels just like yesterday that PAX Day came out and we all got together week 1 in the Order of the Blood Brothers and took our blood oaths and started to build up our lore and adventures together. That's so wild to think about. Templar, huge shout out to you, brother. Thank you for your continued support. 1 whole year. Really? That's crazy, dude. Blows my mind. We've had a lot of fun over this year. That's not the right piece. That's not the right piece. Where's the piece? Here's the piece. Is this going to tie in nicely over here? I hope. I hope. I think I can make it. Sure can. Look at that. That looks pretty decent. Not too shabby. I love this wall, how it curves back and forth. This railing over here looks pretty nice. Oh no. Oh no. Not these pieces. So you're saying look at the ground, Fadril says. Not the piece, look at the ground. I don't know, man. These things, what the heck even is this? How in the heck am I gonna close that? I did, but I couldn't get it to snap. Oh, you closed it, but you couldn't get it to snap? I mean, I guess I could just replace and cover it with pillars. Oh, wait. Look at it. It wants to. Did you see that? It's trying to. How did I do that? Not that one. It was perfectly lined up at one point. These have to be the most frustrating pieces. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's not perfect. It's off a little bit. Can we hide that with these, though? This might be able to just hide these like this. Oh, that joint right there. That's going to be a gnarly one. Pickle says they are the worst pieces. Yeah, these are terrible to work with. Do I have to put an obelisk here? I mean, I'll do it. If I have to, I will. They just don't want to lock. Can I do it from this side, maybe? Ooh, that's pretty close. Close but no cigar. Maybe I could free place it. I guess that's why they added ivy to put over it. To hide it. It looks pretty good to me. Be our little secret. You randomly walk still. They'll put things in patch notes saying, we fixed your character randomly walking. I did not press my walk button, and I'm still walking. So survey says that's fake news. Look at that curve. That's a nice one right there. This all looks good. What the heck is that? That's the wrong piece. We need this McThickums here. Where is it? Is this the one? I don't think that's the right angle, is it? Yeah, that works. Alright, let's continue this wall right here. We'll do some type of railing there. This comes up to this little platform. We got a whole pier to make down there. The boardwalk is still being constructed. There's so much construction taking place. Storm, welcome into the stream. Storm says they need a more robust character creator. The current one is way too limited for social MMO. All the faces look like baby faces. They do need a lot more. They do need a lot more options. They need to bring back clothing options too, because right now, you basically have no RP clothes. I mean, you have to be proficient in light armor to wear anything that remotely looks like civilian clothing, and I think that that's a bit silly. I don't really understand why they would do that. They need to give us... They need to give us some RP clothes back, for sure. Yeah, the blacksmith apron, absolutely. We definitely need to get the blacksmith apron back. Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but that was a big mistake in my opinion. Basically just live in your armor, don't RP. Well, I mean, and they took away the RP server, so I can't say we're too surprised with it. I'm gonna move some materials around here real quick. I'm gonna go grab all that stone and stuff just over here. Yeah, they added in fur, but we don't have fur armor yet, do we? We have fur pieces now and stuff, though, I've noticed. Thanks, John, for all those materials, by the way. That really helps. Yeah, I think the next biggest thing is going to be fine wood beams. I think we're going to need a lot of fine wood beams. Yeah, and right, Athena. No XP requirement. And they just won't give you anything. They're simply aesthetic. I'm not saying add like a cosmetic slot or anything like that. I'm just saying if we could just have aesthetic clothing that we could pop on and off for different events and stuff, that would be really nice. Oh yeah, I'm out of beams. I got 2 chandeliers, 5 shelves. Let's go put these shelves up. This is my apothecary for anyone who didn't see me build this. We have a whole stream of me building this apothecary. This was a lot of fun to make. I live in the attic above it. I don't have any furniture or anything like that just yet. We have a couple of these chandeliers as well. It's pretty well lit up in here, though. I got a rooftop terrace. Check this out. Beautiful view from up here. Look at that view. That's crazy. I built as high as I possibly could. There's Mojo's place going up. Starbucks place right there. Got the boardwalk being built down here. We're gonna have a nice beer garden. Demoness's place with the effigy to Arachnivar being built. So many great places. Let's go see what else we can get into. I need to make a bunch of table lamps. I love the layers of this place, man. You could get lost in here. We have a diving board. I'm gonna slide down to the river. If I could build a slide, I would. We have a diving board. Is it just me or do I not have footsteps anymore? Oh, they're very, very faint. There they are. That was weird. My character's footsteps were like faded out. Let's go check what we got down here. So, we talked a little bit about what we think the future of PAX Day is going to look like. I think, my opinion now, I think that the future of PAX Day is going to be very PvP centric. I think it's going to focus heavily on PvP. I think they're going to have PvP exclusive items. They've told us that. I think that it's going to push people into the PvP zone, whether they want to or not, because PvP players will do PvE, so they're not going to need PvEers in order to accomplish anything. They'll be able to go and run dungeons and stuff, but PvEers are not always going to want to engage in PvP. So now that being said, you're going to run into a situation where why would the PvPers want to sell things to the PvE players? Think about that. You control something that's unobtainable by another portion of the player base. What is your incentive to sell anything to them? Now you could argue gold, or you could trade for resources. Sure, you could trade this very, very valuable resource for something less valuable and, you know, save yourself some time or something like that, right? Absolutely, 100%. But by you trading them that resource, it's going to further them along in their power, allowing them to get closer and closer to being able to contest you in those zones. So why would you want to do that? That's the part that I'm failing to understand, is what is the incentive? Because they said that while these items and resources will be exclusive to PvP, you will be able to obtain them by trading to acquire them. But what if someone just doesn't want to trade them? The gold is mostly useless in the game. We've talked about this for a while now. The gold doesn't have much purpose. Essentially, you use the gold to buy grace, you use the grace to further your crafting skill success rate, and to teleport, and to gather things at a quicker rate, like, you know, resource nodes and flowers and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure what the incentive would be to sell those items that are from PvP. They're going to be the ultimate valuable item. And I'm not sure that anyone's really going to want to trade that away. So that's my first main concern there, is that you're going to have PvP exclusive items that people aren't necessarily going to want to just trade away. Because the more that you trade away that exclusive resource, the stronger you're helping someone else to become. And in a game where it's in the PvP zone is designed to pit you against one another, what's the purpose of giving your enemy more power? To save you a little bit of time and convenience? I don't think so. I don't really see that working out too well. Got a bunch of copper here. Is there more bronze? Okay, let's go make some table lamps. That's the first issue that I see. I see it being very PvP centric. I need tallow. Okay. The next big issue is, if they don't introduce world bosses or some type of recurring dungeon loop or PvE loop, there's going to be nothing for PvEers to do at the end game besides roleplay. Now, they have said that they want to have a roleplay server after the game goes live. They only removed it for, you know, player population count right now. So they potentially will have a roleplay server in the future. Right now, not so much. Is this where I make table lamps? Yes. Okay. 55 table lamps only? What the heck? Oh, that's a lot of tallow. That's why. Those are the two biggest issues that I see right now. The ultimate inevitability is that you're going to grind through all this stuff. I've seen people who have actually ground every single skill and profession almost all the way up to 40. I mean, that's insane. That's so much experience just to get from, like we were talking about before, 10,000 crafts of a Great Maul or 10,000 steel or 10,000 crafts or whatever it was that Pickle told us about, just to get from level, what, 36 to 37? That's nutty. Templar says they need something worth going into the world other than low-level camps to get mining mats. Yeah, they need to give us more things to do along the way. Now that we've talked about the things that where we think the game's going, where do you want it to go? What is one feature that's missing from the game right now, besides some logistical thing like such as having proper permission system? Besides that, an actual gameplay loop. What would you like to see brought into the game? Because the developers tune into these streams. They pop in, they want our opinions on all of this stuff. So let's give them our opinions on this stuff. What do you think for yourself is the number one feature you'd like to see added in? Mine right now, besides mounts, because I almost consider that logistics, besides farming, besides animal husbandry and having, you know, a gameplay loop around that, I'd like to see world bosses. I think that is a tangible thing. A dynamic world boss system where world bosses can be summoned. You know, you need to work with other clans. Give the PvE players something more to do at the end game. That's what I would love to see. I need more tallow. Pickle, you have any more tallow? I remember we dropped off a bunch of tallow in here. Did that all get used up? I think it was in this one. Oh, there's the tallow. Found it. Let's craft the rest of these up. And says 100%. Black Pickle says, I have 6, and there are 39. They are 39 armor, is 40, and the rest fairly high. In the 30s. Are you talking about your professions? No way in hell I could do that again the way they have it. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about your current professions. And if they were to start it over again right now, like with a new character, the grind to get up there. Let me dump off those lamps and go make some more. I want to craft as many of these as I can. We're going to need them. This is the best light in the game. I mean, you could argue we need more build pieces and stuff like that. I consider all that like logistical nice to have things. I'm talking actual game systems. I want to hear from you guys though. Don't be shy. There's no wrong answer here. This is just our wishes for the game. But I want world bosses. We've already seen them in alpha. We had big world bosses. They showed them off. We're a year into early access now and we still haven't seen any world bosses. I need a reason to bring hundreds of people together to go and fight something, because the dungeons, they're not it. The bosses, they're not even in there right now. It's just going down there for no reason. So Maven says longevity of content. The world feels a bit empty with all the enemies leashed to specific spots. Make them wander and patrol. Give our characters tools to grow society as well. Yeah, I'd like to see... It's funny you bring that up. I'd like to see cartography. What if the whole map was just shrouded in fog and you actually had to go and explore and mark the POIs yourself, and then you could sell those maps and cross-reference with other maps, and I just think that'd be really, really cool. Some type of cartography system. Ange says, I want bosses that travel like in V Rising. Those dynamic events from V Rising, those are some of my favorite types of events. I did something similar in Skyrim where I had like traveling caravans and factions and stuff of Skyrim. That was a lot of fun. I'm gonna take some more materials here. And I'm gonna go place these around in some of these dark areas. Mascus, how's it going? Welcome into the stream, buddy. Mascus says, I would love to see independently strong monsters randomly roaming the countryside, even stumbling into friendlies, quote, friendly zones. How cool would it be to have a hunting party to go after a Hydra? That would be so freaking awesome. And that's why I'm not really sure what their vision of low fantasy really means. Does that mean that we won't see things like Hydra? I don't know. I'm not positive. I hope we get to see things like that, though. Trying to light this place up just a little bit. These table lamps give off the best warm glow. Or see a manticore fly over the city/village. That was one of the things that I really enjoyed about RuneScape Dragon Wilds. Now, I haven't played a ton of RuneScape Dragon Wilds. I have to play more of it, though. I absolutely love that game. I'm waiting for them to open up self-hosted private servers on a larger scale than just 4 players, or however many it is right now. I think that it's going to be absolutely amazing if they can pull that off. But when that dragon flew overhead, that was crazy. I love that. That was a great scene. Now it was scripted, obviously, but it did come back and forth. I think I could do with a hanging lantern down here. And maybe one over here. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to need something else to light up this middle section here, though. This is our crafting district. Obviously, everything's work in progress. None of this is finished yet, but it's getting there. One of my favorite things in V Rising is those wagons. Those wagons that go around. Those other dynamic events with roaming mobs on the roads and stuff. That feels great. I love that. V Rising is such a great game. If you guys haven't played V Rising yet, definitely check it out. $80 table lamps left on me, and I think there's a couple left. No, I think I have them all on me, actually. We have 80 table lamps to work with. There we go. That looks pretty well lit up. I think down here I needed some... Well, I mean, wagons, obviously, to be able to haul stuff would be cool. In V Rising, the wagons have treasure or mobs in them, and they're guarded. And you actually fight over the wagons. And then you get whatever the reward is tied to them. It's pretty neat. Looks like enough light there, and that's pretty good. Dude, the sheer number of table lamps. I'm gonna work on this section as well. Badger Zeus, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Badger Zeus says there are going to be monsters and creatures for sure, probably along the lines of Witcher 3, where they are in the place that makes sense. I sure hope so. I think that'd be really cool. Witcher is an awesome universe. I love the Witcher universe. I'm gonna go light up over here. I think there's a couple underground areas that I'm gonna use a lot of these T-lamps in. Right here is gonna be something interesting. We're gonna get that built up next as well. I think roaming monsters, you guys are on the right track for sure. Did I already light all this up? Could do with a little light right there. Yeah, this is pretty decent. All of these things are going to have stuff in them eventually as well. Right now they're just shells. Another Tangia dungeon. Ange, thank you for the Tangia dungeon. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you get in there. Get your free vouchers for different Tangia redemptions. Yeah, this spot's pretty well lit. This looks nice. Ultimately, I think the biggest thing that they need to get dialed in for PAX Day to be a success is going to be the end game longevity. It can't just be a grind to max, build your city, and put it down. It'll never succeed at that, and I think they know that. So I'm interested to see what they're going to be doing in the future to prevent that from being the case. What other ideas do you guys have? Let's get some more theory craft. What other ideas do you have in terms of end game loops or other things that you think the game would benefit from? Oh yeah, I wanted to change this wall right here too. This is going to curve around here a little bit and have a way to get up there. That'll be good. That'll be really nice. We got to sink this down into the ground. Templar says, I was thinking that grass part could be the archery thing you wanted. Oh, that'd be pretty interesting. That wouldn't be a bad spot. I like that idea. Let's get it. We'll get it mocked up and see how it looks. Walter says, they keep saying they have plans to reveal more lore, so hopefully that will translate to interesting things in-game based on that lore. Yeah, their lore has kind of been all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, I think we have better lore. We've come up with exceedingly better lore than they have so far, just inside of our clan alone and with our community and other allies and stuff. Their lore needs a lot of work. It seems kind of all over the place. And a lot of it doesn't really translate into game just yet. Hopefully, like you're saying, hopefully it does at some point. I think that would be really good. Templar says because it's not like in the city, but it's right there. Yeah, I like that idea. We'll mock that up and see what that'll look like. These table lamps don't last long. These things really disappear fast. Need to get a railing on this. Maven says, what if there are sites of power, ritual tables, so to speak, where specific enchantments can be imbued into equipment? You have to hold and defend the area while the crafter works. This was based on some tease made with the devs. Oh, is that something that they actually teased on the Discord? I think that'd be really cool. I love hold the point, capture the point, things like that. And I think they have something planned similar to that for PvP as well. But I love the idea of that. Walter says maybe the stone circles they have already. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things in the world that just don't have purpose yet. It would be nice to see those things actually get some purpose to them. I need to get a railing there on that side. Maven says that's going to be very specific use draws to Lioness. Or there's going to be very specific use draws to Lioness. Is what they were teasing. They're pondering over sites with uses. Badger Zeus says Lioness having dynamic points of interest with lots of loot for clans to fight over is an easy endgame. Right, but that's like very specific to PvP endgame, which is, I mean, I definitely appreciate the idea there. I think that would be great to have. Like I was talking in World of Warcraft, having specific sites in the world, I think they can expand that outside of Lioness. Take the ideas from World of Warcraft where they just had zones that were out in the world that once you entered them, they're a hot zone. Once you partake and you get flagged in order to help participate in the PvP event, now you've taken upon yourself that risk reward. I think that'd be pretty cool. Having it out in the world and not only just in Lioness. Would really open it up, I think. But it can't just be PvP though, too. You know, you got to keep PvE in mind as well. There's even some days that you just don't feel like engaging in PvP, especially when we don't have private servers and their regulations and stuff on how everything works in game is not so strict. So there's going to be a lot of exploits and different things that are being used in order to gain advantage, unfortunately. So many nooks and crannies under here. This is amazing. Okay, up here now. Trying to envision what this is going to look like. Only have 22 lamps left. Maven says, what I've been pondering over would be good to draw, or a good draw to pull PvE players in to further their craft or use their skills. Oh, I see. Doing like those so like wave survival, hold the point wave survival, but for PvE. I'd be all for that. Because then they could make the XP requirement less. It wouldn't need to be as much of a grind because you actually have to go and accomplish a task that might itself be difficult. And that's what I mean by giving us stuff to do along the way. Giving you interesting things to do along the way, so that way it's not just about, well, I just have to sit here and AFK grind 7,000 crafts of whatever the hell this is, you know? PvPers would assist the PvEers to do their content. Yeah, they very well could. For sure. I think that's a very unique idea. I like that. Oh man, this place is looking good. Got those a little bit of illumination now. Got some lights along the railings up there. I love this. Check that out. Pickle came up with that idea. Put table lamps behind these windows and you get a really cool looking shadow. It's great. Right here we need a table lamp. Right there. Yep, that looks good. I love that idea though, and it's ideas like that that are going to keep the game alive. Getting those end game loops that give you things to actually do in the game, you know? That's what's going to make it thrive. I'm going to sink all of these down like I did the other ones. Something really cool is going to go up here, some statues. I wish that I could put lamps on things like the well. It'd be nice to set a lamp up there, but you can't, it'll break. Nice little underpass right here. We'll need to get some more hanging lights here as well. I only have 4 lamps left. Sheesh. They do not last long. Darth says, Moon, happy birthday! 2 more only. Let's go light up right down here. One there and one on this ledge. Should illuminate it pretty decently when you're going to come up, but not down here. We're going to need some more lamps for down there. I need more tallow in order to make up some more lamps though. So, that being said, it's time to decide if these should be flat. I kind of like the flat design. That actually has grown on me. At first I thought it looked incomplete. What do you guys think? It saves material, but I'm not really worried about that. Oh no, my inventory's full. Okay, well, hold on. I gotta go drop this stuff off and then come back and pick up all those things that are dropping on the ground. And that goes to show you, I had like almost an empty inventory. That goes to show you just how many materials go into just putting up those roof tiles. Let's go put these back. Templar says, I mean, I like it flat because I made it that way. They definitely look good flat, to be honest. I like it. I think I'm going to switch them back to being flat. It's going to save a bunch of materials, and I like the way the tops look. I gotta rush back over there because I don't want to lose those materials. Masca says, table lamps are like Reese's Pieces. You look down and the box is full and you're happy. 10 seconds later, the box is empty. That's a good example. It's true. It's very, very true. Give me all your materials. Look at that. Look how many materials go into these pieces, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I like the flat design. Look at that. I have inventory full already. It's nuts. I want to make sure I didn't miss any. Oh, there are some over there. Look at that. Did I get them all now? Nope, there's more. Holy crap, dude. Okay, that's got to be all of it. Another half inventory full. Yeah, I like this look. I think it's unique. And then from the ground, it looks better from the ground. From the top, I wish this could be like shingled here. Obviously, we don't have flat shingle pieces. but I do like how that looks. So what do you guys think so far? Biggest city ever built in the game. There's like 300 plots here. It's going to be a thing of the past once the Future of PAX Day comes out. Gotta stay hydrated. Yeah, using this many plots is unfortunately going to be a thing of the past. Meska says, could cover the rooftops with the new stone flooring. That's possible, but then the inside would look weird. Unless that stone flooring just goes on the surface. The flagstone, that might be interesting. I think it is just the surface. That might be interesting. It'd be expensive though. Clay and limestone, just to have a spot that no one would really see. So I guess it's going to come down to, are we going to build anything up here? If the answer is no, leave it wood. If yes, glazed tiles. Oh my gosh. You're joking. You must be joking. You absolutely have to be joking. I'm not putting glazed tiles on the roof. Call me a cheapskate, I don't care. I'm not putting glazed tiles on the roof. Unless we're going to put like some rooftop patio terrace thing or something. Then it'd be kind of cool. Glazed tiles. What the hell? Yeah, glazed tiles. Oh my, he says just kidding. You guys are crazy. Turns and runs away. It won't contain the tears of our enemies. It'll be filled with the tears of our builders. Holy crap. Got a bunch of vines there. Let's go put some vines around. Gosh, my inventory. I think I'm going to have to take the vines and then put these back in their place. LOL, also true. Maska says, you mean the recipe cost for glazed tiles wasn't fair and comparatively balanced? No, it's completely, all of these recipes, they upped them way too much. This, if we had to build this city, let's just ignore plot costs, ignore all that stuff. If we were able to have this much space and we didn't have a redeeming queue, even with a quarter of the stuff that we had, because that's all we really got back was like a quarter of our stuff in a redeeming queue. If we didn't have that, this would take an unfathomable amount of time to build. To collect these resources, I mean, it would be so freaking long. I like to try and make these look as natural as possible. Going up different sizes. Having a little bit of randomness to them like that helps out a lot. There we go. Look at that. Let's get some of these pillar ones. You can use these to take them up even higher like that. These vines were a great addition. Little piece there. Little piece here. We're going to take this one up this pillar. Looks like it ties together. You can make some awesome designs with these things. No, I know you were kidding, Mascus. I caught on to it, even through just being text. Some of the, you know, a lot of stuff can get lost in translation when it's just text and not voice, but I caught on. That looks neat. I like that. Ooh, we could put some above these. Wonder how these look placed like that. Oh, they look good. That looks really good. Whoever added the vines did a great job. I'm gonna need more of these small clumps, the small cluster ones. I think another big one right here would be pretty cool. Yeah, it ties it all together. That looks so gnarly. The vine and the puddle guy, whoever they are, they did a great job. I'll need to get some more of those small ones to intermingle them. Turning out pretty good so far, though. Let's go see where we can hide some more of these down here. I think above this would be pretty cool to have some. One of the big things to remember is that you can't walk through these, so you have to make sure that your head doesn't hit it when you go to walk in or out, because you will have collision with it when you go to move through it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here yet. I want to build something into this, though. But any other theory craft ideas that you guys have about PAX Day, I'm all ears. Let them fly. Let's hear all the crazy ideas you guys have, even if they're... So what's the craziest thing you think that they could add into PAX Day? What do you think something that would never get added, that you just think is so otherworldly that it would never take hold, that you think would be cool? You don't think it'll be added, but you think it'd be cool if it got added. That is just super crazy. I want to hear your wildest dreams for PAX Day. Flying mounts? People have actually talked about that and how they think that that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be awesome. I'm not even sure how, quote, crazy that would be, to be honest. I'm going to put a bunch of these big ones around as seeds to build off of. Flying mounts would be cool. I don't know how it would work, though, with the way that the world is set up. You actually go through those portals and stuff. If they could somehow make this one seamless, stitched together world, I think they'd be rocking and rolling with something like that then. But as it currently is, I'm not too sure how they would do it, but that would be freaking awesome. Could you imagine that? Maven says, ahem, obtaining eggs and raising griffins or dragon eggs. That would be neat. I think that kind of goes along with the whole desire that people have to do animal husbandry. Highly, highly requested feature. People really want animal husbandry bad. Welcome into the stream. Thank you for the triple brisket. You missed it. Templar had his 12-month super chat message that he fired off. Been a member for 12 months. He got the fancy star like you. Maven says the creatures could be used in PvP zone? Question mark. Now that would be interesting. Athena says, how about no collision on vines to hide pathways? I think that having different ways to hide stuff is essential. I'd like to be able to walk through the tapestries and the vines or have other forms of hidden passages. But then again, you know me, I love my secrets. I don't think that's that crazy though. I love secret passages. It adds so much flavor and life to the world. Pigro, how's it going? Where are you located? What province are you on? We are on the North America Apollo server. North America, I think it's like US East Apollo. That's the server we're on. We are in the province of Caries, and we are located in the home valley of Bronir. It's up in the top left of Caries. That's where we have settled. That's where the Order of the Blood Brothers has settled in this patch. I love messing around with these vines. We'll need to get railings here. Yeah, there's a lot of work I gotta do out here too. Let's keep dotting these seeds around so we can... Eventually we'll come through with more smaller pieces and integrate them all together better and make little legs coming off of them. We're just getting the big ones placed for now. We got a Tangia coming in. Oh my gosh.
Getting the 12 months with school. Ooh, how cool is that Yifo mustache man in the community?
What the hell? Holy crap. Thank you for the Tangia. I appreciate that. Pigro says, okay, I'm in Rets. Oh, nice. So you're not, I mean, you're not too far by. You're not too far away. You're pretty nearby. Another Tangia dungeon. Saw's firing up a Tangia dungeon. Hop in. Get in there. Oh, yeah, and I'll keep my eye out for RAM sales. If you guys see any DDR4, 64 gig or 128 gig kits or something like that that go on sale, there used to be a 64 gig kit that you could get for... It's like 70 or 80 bucks or something. But that's no longer available. And the sale for Amazon Prime Day is actually worse than the original price. So that's kind of weird. But I'm trying to keep my eyes out for some RAM. Pigro says I'll have to stop by and see the build one day. Yeah, absolutely. Still a lot of work to be done, and it's going to be an ongoing project, obviously, for a long time, but it's turning out pretty good. I'm quite satisfied with its progress. It's looking neat. Maven says, not unfathomable for magic and even something like enchanting. I would like to see progress dependent on exploration. How? Via books, tomes, writs, and other discoverable items that can be reached. That would be cool. I'd be down with that. How do you envision that actually working? Give us a little more of a breakdown on that, Maven. When adventuring in dangerous wildlands and dungeons or even in other realms via teleport, I think that, oh man, being able to go into other dimensions and stuff, like different realms, go into a different realm of existence, that would be awesome. I mean, a lot of that's baked into our lore, so maybe I'm biased to it. I think it'd be cool to be able to go and visit the Vale and other things like that. Heyo, hydrating, thank you. Gotta stay hydrated. Watson's hit us with a triple brisket. We got Herbert! All kinds of Tangias, thank you guys. Oh man, brisket sounds pretty good. The last time we got brisket, I'll have to wait till after the Amazon Prime sale, but after the last time we got brisket, we got so much, I got like 8 meals out of it. It was crazy. And another, speak of Tangia, another Tangia dungeon. Get a couple vines here on the outside. This one will go over to this. There we go, looking good. Maven says it would strengthen the application of the Sacred 3 tank dealer EPS, context for fighters, context for those that seek magic and knowledge. Athena says, by the way, Bronir was my favorite, or Bronir was my very first homeland when I played PAX Day a year ago. Oh, it was Maven's too, Bronir's sister. I was in Mary Down. That's where I was located. We went back and visited that on stream a while ago. We gotta start using some more of these pillar vines. Sometimes it doesn't make the build noise for some reason. It's kind of strange. Nice. I love that. Comes over the window a little bit. Watson says, personally, if they want a gold sink, then they should make the church POI to have NPCs there. Where they're not going to add NPCs though. But I'm with you. I think NPCs would be good for the game. I think a lot of the stuff that they have initially set out, they've already changed on it a little bit. So I think NPCs would be interesting. But Watson goes on to say, if they had NPCs working for the church where you could help advance your levels by gold, for example, you go to the Order's blacksmith and be able to buy training to reduce the amount of XP to reach the... See, but the problem then becomes, if you can buy things like that, the problem then becomes, it's slowly becoming more and more pay to win then, because there's already real money transactions for the game, which boggles my mind, but they exist nevertheless. So now imagine if you just purchase gold and then you use that purchased gold to go and get things to help you advance faster in the game. Like, I don't want it to be pay to win, you know? I'm not a fan of pay to win. And that's what I would see being one of the main issues with that. Ooh, look at that nice little hook. Looks like a Loch Ness monster or a dragon or something. Real money transactions are going to be I mean, it's the bane of most MMOs' existences, but in a game like WoW, the gold doesn't have too much of an impact. It's got a little bit. It's used to do repairs and things like that, but it doesn't actually let you buy player power, so to speak. You can get the starter gear and stuff off the auction house with it. Sure, absolutely. It's an interesting concept, though. Maven says, I want packs to offer customized created pets that roam on your plot. I'd create my dearly departed dog. I'd be willing to pay for something like that. That would be interesting. Yeah, have like little companion pets that are around on your property. That'd be neat. These vines really spruce stuff up. Oh, I gotta go check the outside gate. See if there's any vines out there. Maven says, think like the character creator, but for dogs, cats, or other appropriate small animals. That'd be cool, yeah. It'd definitely bring a lot of flair to the world, wouldn't it? Oh no, I'm out of the big ivy. We're almost all out of ivy. Damn. This ivy is so nice. I want this to look kind of overgrown on the front. Pretty significantly. Like over there. Yeah, that looks great. Look at this. BloodHaven. This looks great. Building in this game's a lot of fun. It really does bring people together. I mean, some people even said, hey, they should just take everything else out at this point and just turn it into a building simulator. I'm like, it kind of already is a building simulator if you think about it. Maven says, I would not like them to follow us off the plot. This MMO feels too serious for that and don't want to risk my pet dying, but would give your home more life. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty neat, to be honest. If only I could go first person to place things. Only you could build in first person. Oh wow, look at this. We got workbenches out here to repair all your stuff at. That's a great idea. We'll get some type of planters in there. We need so many more table lamps. It's ridiculous. Vidril says, back from food. Pizza went down good. Oh man, I'm hungry. I didn't really eat anything today yet. What time is it? 3:30. I'm gonna have to get some food here soon. 2 hours and 15 minutes into the stream already. Holy crap. Time flies when you're building and having fun. Chillin', chatting, and theory crafting. But I really do hope that these ideas that we come up with can give the devs maybe some insight as to what some other people in the community are wanting to see added into the game. I love to give people a voice. That's what this is all about. I hope your pizza was good, Vidril. That sounds awesome. I need to get some food here soon. Maven says, sometimes it's hard to imagine the 15,000 or so goats I heard we have. I think, is it more than that? How many goats was that deal made for? That was such a long time ago. I don't think they ever thought goats were going to be added into the game. But they're going to have to pay up on those goats. Trust me. You don't make a deal with the Order of the Blood Brothers and then not follow through on it. We're going to have a lot of goats. Little vine here, little vine there. Oh, that's where they can go. They can go outside this little, like, for those of you who haven't seen this, you're about to see something pretty cool. A little secret hole. Jimmy with 5 gifted memberships. Jimmy, thank you. Memberships went out to Queen, Burger, Brian, Satana, and Imperial Orc. You guys have been given the gift of membership for 1 month. And if you choose to keep that membership, you can roll it over. You'll keep all of your perks. They'll carry over to the next month. If you link your YouTube to your Discord, you get perks over there as well. Once we have merch, you'll get discounts on merch, all kinds of fun stuff. You'll get a star next to your name, and that'll upgrade if you keep your membership. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for the 5 gifted Inner Sleuths memberships. Really appreciate you. And happy belated birthday. Jimmy just had a birthday. I think it was yesterday. Hope you had a great day, man. Thank you so much, brother. Holy crap. Jimmy's been coming in clutch with the gifted memberships. I love those memberships because it's a way to have different perks for people to show my thanks for their support. So I really do appreciate that. Queen says, how dare you expose my lurking like so? So funny news is you actually ousted yourself because the gifted memberships go out to any eligible person who's a part of the channel. You don't have to be watching it currently. So you actually ousted yourself. You can not even be watching a live stream and be gifted a channel membership. It just goes from the giant pool of people who are available. You did have a good birthday? That's awesome. I'm great to hear that, man. Maybe it says, woohoo, happy birthday, Jimmy. That's our 2nd out of 5 super chats towards our super chat goal. Thank you so much, Maven, for that super chat. And thank you, Jimmy. I really do appreciate it. Oh, Queen says, I know. You ousted yourself. Says, thank you, Mr. Jimmy. And a Tangia dungeon. And just fired up another Tangia dungeon. Make sure you guys get in on those. I'm working on designing some rings. And for those of you who don't know, Maven Moon makes jewelry. She makes fine crafted, handcrafted jewelry. And I'm working on getting a design put together for a masculine and a feminine ring of the Order of the Blood Brothers variety. And I'm talking real rings. I want the male one to be able to be used as a wax press. Can you imagine having a ring and then you just, press it in and it's got the seal of the Order of the Blood Brothers. Make sure you guys check out Maven's. I think it's your Instagram page. Is that where you have all your stuff, Maven? Make sure you guys check that out. She got some really cool stuff over there. We have several people in the community who are creators. They create physical products, whether it be for LARPing, role-playing, whatever you want to call it, different things that you can adorn upon yourself. Something phallic. We have a bunch of creators, and over on our Discord, we have a section dedicated to them where they have a perma promotion room. We have a promotion room, self-promo room where people can put their streams and videos and stuff that they're creating as well. But when it comes to the actual people creating physical things in the world, you can find them over on the perma promotion room on the CBU Discord. Yeah, I'm working on putting together a design for a ring for the Order of the Blood Brothers. We already have our sigils and stuff. I'm just trying to find a good way to actualize them in the real world now. I'm very particular about designs and things like that. Meska says, here's an idea. How about the ability to flip building pieces upside down? For example, the decorative arch barn pieces. That would be really interesting, actually. I would not be opposed to that. Just gives more creative freedom, right? Queen says, I'm actually lurking right now because I'm writing the design docu for my LARP. Oh, really? Hell yeah. That's awesome. Fadril does some serious LARP. I don't even think it's considered LARP, if anything. It's like, it's legit. He's an actual knight. It's freaking cool, man. I'm still planning on going to the Bristol Renaissance Fair, so we'll have to coordinate. I made a room specifically for it over on the Discord. It's up near the top, right below the Inner Sleuths room, I think, for any merch ideas you guys have, as well as information for a meetup that we're going to do. So if anybody is in the southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois area for the Bristol Renaissance Fair, if you guys ever fly to that one or ever come and visit that one, I go there just about every year. I absolutely love that Renaissance Fair. It's a lot of fun. And we're going to try and coordinate a meetup out there. Kind of like Bar Citizen. Bar Citizen is hosted by people in the community of Star Citizen, and devs actually show up to it. So it might be kind of cool. Let me know what you guys think about that. Queen says, thanks, I haven't organized a LARP since 2013, so I'm a little rusty. It's like riding a bike, right? It'll all come back to you. Okay, I need to get awnings put around all of these. Where are my shingles? Here they are. These are my thoughts here. Like that around all the buildings. Could be pretty nice. Luckily, these don't take as many shingles. But like that. I think it'll give it a little more complete feel in the alleyways. Fidril says Bristol is one of the better Ren fairs in the Midwest. This is considered as such from the greater fair community. Yeah, I mean, they have sign out front that says voted #1 Renaissance Fair in North America however many years in a row. It's great. We go get a shot glass. They have handmade shot glasses there every year to mark the occasion. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy the Bristol Renaissance Fair. There's so much to do there too. They got zip lines, sword fighting, the joust. I love watching the joust there. They put on a great joust. And at the very end, their closing ceremony for the whole event, they do a joust and then a battle to the death. It's awesome. Super great theatrics. Really great time. BloodHaven is really coming along. There's so much work to be done. I want to go look at some of the newer sections that are going up and visualize what's going to take place there. Right over here and on the other side as well. I'm going to go check these out. This should probably connect somehow. Could build a bridge to bridge this gap here. That's where you're thinking archery. That might be a good spot. Right down that long straightaway. That could be pretty interesting. And then we could do some viewing up above maybe somehow. Another Tangia dungeon. Fadril says, if Brian is jousting, I'll introduce you to him, his horse, and get you behind the scenes. That'd be cool, man. That'd be really cool. I actually live streamed the jousts one year from my phone. It was pretty interesting. I've never actually done any videography like that before. It was pretty neat. But that would be pretty cool, man. I'd be all for that. We'll get a bunch of vine here. Yeah, this could be a good spot right here for the archery. Could stand right up on this. The only problem is I don't know if it's far enough. Is that far enough for archery? I guess that's far enough. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good right there. We'll put the platform here. We'll make it nice and flat. And then we'll have them shoot along this wall, right? Might be decent. Maven says, including jousting and packs would be fun when we have mounts too. Absolutely. I've been talking about we need dueling system. We can actually fight each other in the home valleys in a consensual way. We need jousting, all the different sports and games to be able to bring medieval times style tournaments to life would be awesome. Pickle, I think this is your stuff here, right? This was like your first little crafting thing. We'll end up getting all this picked up. We gotta build something back in here. This is looking so good though. We'll put something there. Not sure what yet. What could we put up top here? Madrill, thank you for the Tangia dungeon. Appreciate you, brother. We'll have to get a hold of Diesel. We'll have to see how attached to his house Diesel is. I don't know how this plot got lifted, but that plot was lifted somehow, and he wanted to be by the city, I think, so he put his plot right there. I was hoping this part of the city wall would come and wrap around like that. And Diesel, if you're watching this, if you'd be cool with it, I think it'd be actually awesome to wrap this wall, build this like that, and then you could still have your house in the same spot. We would just make the aesthetic match this, and it would be kind of within the city limits there to include all of this. That'd be kind of neat. We'll have to get a hold of Diesel for that. Maven says, Arg won't let me join any dungeons. Maybe refresh the page, log out, log in, I'm not sure. Watson says, we need the Fadril's little battle dummies set up for the archery range. Oh yeah, those were cool. I liked that actually. Fadril, let me know if that's something you'd want to do again. I'm thinking we're going to have a barracks somewhere here in town as well. Again, let me know if that's something you'd want to undertake. I know you got a lot going on in game as it is with building. But let me know what you think about that. Did someone just activate the boss fight? I don't actually know. I don't think so. Oops, I got caps on. Hold on. I want to get a link over to the Tangia in case there is a boss fight starting up. I gotta make sure I get in on that. Let me sign in on Tangia real quick. You think it's about to happen because it disappeared from your options? Oh, like maybe it's scheduled? Uh-oh, my Tangia page ain't working. That's very strange. It won't let me log in. Yeah, I can't log in on Tangia for some reason, so I won't be able to go with. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. It let me log in. Okay, cool. Yeah, it did disappear. I see the dungeon duel and the spawn of Tangia dungeon, but the boss is gone. That boss is tough. We only killed him once. Templar says, cough, you're right. To your right, unless you wanted that for something else. Barracks? Oh, hold on, wait. Where to my right? This? This right here? Oh, it's dark. I gotta wait for my eyes to adjust. Oh yeah, this could work right here, actually. I didn't realize you built this right there. I like that sewer drain with the tiles. I love that design. Watson says, Fadril build is awe-inspiring. Anyone near Bronnier should go check it out. All the crazy builds around the home valley the Blood Brothers are in. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool builds in Bronnier. Absolutely amazing builds all over the place. I cannot wait to host events in BloodHaven. If it wasn't so expensive to build things in-game right now, the city would already be done. Evic says, last night I came to the realization that I spent over 200 hours. Oh, there is a boss fight. You were right. I'm joining. Let's go. Everybody pile in. Everybody refresh your page. Get into this boss fight. Otherwise, we're going to get our asses kicked if there's just 3 or 4 of us. Everybody pile in there. Look at that. How many of us are there? Oh, it's going to be a battle. Hevik says, last night I came to the realization I spent over 200 hours building my city. Now, it's barely a fraction of the size of your city. Oh yeah, this city's huge, dude. This city's absolutely astonishing. But you gotta remember, we have over 270 registered members in our clan. We're one of the biggest communities and clans in and around PAX Day. So obviously we have a lot deeper pockets when it comes to materials and stuff like that. There goes the boss fight. Oh man, we're chunking him. Some people are getting kind of low. We're beating his ass. Get him. Oh no. He's starting to chunk us all pretty good. You got 15 members, Havoc? Yeah, I mean, so you gotta keep that in mind too. 270 members versus 15. It's gonna be a much bigger city. I think this is the biggest city in the game, to be honest. Oh no, Fadrill was the last one standing. How did we beat him last time? Did we just have enough people? I don't know how we actually beat him. You know, as weird as it may sound, I've really had a hankering to play classic WoW again. And all those dungeons and stuff really remind me of it. I've really had a hankering to do like some of the old dungeons from World of Warcraft Classic. They're just so good. They're so much fun. Yeah, we have the bridge being rebuilt here. Some new designs going on front there on the bridge. Maven says I cleared my cookies and relogged. We had more people last time, Saw? Yeah. That was a good fight, though. We got him pretty low. Fadrill was the last one standing. This is going to be the Moonlit Market, which will be fun. They took away our ability to do the Luminous Vigil. We used to do the Luminous Vigil where we do a lantern lighting ceremony. We were going to do that down by the water. We can still RP it, but we don't actually have lanterns anymore, which is unfortunate. And then let's go look at this other side over here. I love these shoes. It stacks up to 7 and you run super fast. I love that staircase there. These are looking awesome. Love this. We'll have to get in touch with Amaranda. We'll have to get the Blood Moon Tavern here in BloodHaven. Oh, you know what? Can make it to where you can walk out on this roof. On both of them, actually. Always innovating. How to find wood beams. But yeah, we'll come out, we'll have a little balcony thing there, and then... Where is... Oh, it's in the other building. I'm gonna bust through the wall and make a balcony coming out of that building as well. Right there. Yeah, that'll be awesome. We'll put a doorway. Check that out. And I'll put a little balcony here as well. And if we want to, we can wrap the balcony around, tie it into that. And wrap it over there, tie it into that. That'll add some unique flavor to it. Maven says, what if the Fae were to kidnap you, your character, you would have to opt in, and your friends would have to run a dungeon to recover you? We kind of did something similar to that with Demonessa's story, remember? With our RP stuff. That was a lot of fun. I think that'd be a ton of fun. I'd be down for that. I gotta go grab some more beams. Gotta continue that pillar down there. Absolutely remember that, Maven says. Yeah, that was a ton of fun. We'll maybe get some type of outdoor sitting area here or some type of statue or walled off garden type thing. That would look good right there. In a lot of these big open areas like this, I want to get statues and stuff. And that's why we're holding a ceremony. R2-D2. Hey, speaking of R2-D2, not to go too much off topic, I came in second place at Dane's Games for the, I think it's set number 5, Legends of the Force pre-release party we had. Came in second place. I made some crazy deck that I thought there's no way this deck will work. Well, it turns out it worked. I played Darth Maul and I had his lightsaber and I brought him out on turn 6, I guess turn 5 rather, because we were at 6 resources, and I put his lightsaber on him and he was just an absolute beast. Tons of fun. Maven says, but if the game handles it, maybe it can come with some nice gear and mats. That would be interesting. Yeah, I'm not opposed to any of that stuff. I think all of that would just add so much more variety and flavor into the world. Really help bring it to life. Are we out of wooden beams? We're almost out of fine wooden beams. It's getting down to the wire. Anch says, nah, but I can still beat you. I mean, you beat me twice, I think. Which is, that's no small feat, because I'll never let you win. You know that every victory you get is well earned. Maven, that's a lot of brisket. That's how much brisket, that's how many meals I'd like to get from brisket when I order it next time. Another Tangia dungeon for Drill. Thank you for the Tangia dungeon. Maven says, I've also been a fan of wandering DMs that can assign quests at will and spawn bosses, etc. I like the idea of that as well. The only problem I see is people having a bias. People playing favorites, only giving quests to certain people, favoring other clans and communities and stuff like that. I think that that could be a big problem if they did something like that. They'd have to find some way to make it non-biased. But I do love the idea of that. Eternal Tombs was doing something like that. They did a play test, and they had, for their play test, they have people that would go around and craft the world and do things just like that, exactly like that. There was another game I played called the Blackout Club. They had a unique horror catered experience where you would have a lobby going, and a GM or DM or whatever you want to call it, a voice actor would join. It was at random and you had to opt into it. It was called their advanced horror system or something like that. And essentially what would happen is a voice actor could join your server, your world that you're playing with your friends, and they could interact with you on a personal level, but in a horrific way. They would use your character's name. They would use things that you've said or mentioned over the voice chat because it would capture your voice and stuff. Very, very interesting concept. I love the idea of things like that, though. I think, you know, if they had big, non-biased community leaders that wanted to be those GMs, those points of interest for people to visit, I think that'd be really cool. Imagine people come into BloodHaven and we have various different assigned people who could pass on certain information in unique ways and cater it to individuals. You know, we role play anyways. I think it'd be very cool for people to come to town and they'd have to, you know, speak with me about something and I could send them off on a mission and then I could grant them something through different turns of events, and having that dynamic world player driven events and stuff like that would be really, really cool to have in game, but highly subjective to bias. That's one thing you gotta watch out for. German 3D printing nerd, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Great to have you here, man. Let's finish this railing over here. Am I able to put... I wish we still had the 90-degree corners. Fadril, thank you for the 3rd out of 5 super chats towards our super chat goal. Fadril says, congrats, Void, on 2nd place in Star Wars at Danes. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I almost had the last match. It was going pretty good, and I just got 2 or 3 really bad pulls in a row. I mean, the worst cards that I possibly could have pulled, and it did me in. But it was a lot of fun. Thanks for all the great games, everybody who was out at Dane's for that. Met some great people. It was a ton of fun. If you guys are ever in the area, check out Dane's games. He's got amazing prices. Dane's a really good guy. There we go. Nice little patios. I like that. That's what I want to do on top of those, maybe. Potentially. I don't know. We'll see. Somehow tie this in up to there. I don't know. I just don't know. Watson says, I'm guessing the heart of the cards wasn't with Void that night. Is that a reference to something? I'm not sure what that's a reference to. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 tiers. Love this. I love tiered things. These windows you made are awesome as well. Top it up with a beam right there. Looking good. Oh, it's from Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, I was never big into Yu-Gi-Oh. They play all kinds of stuff at Dane's, though. They got Pokemon Night, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Star Wars. All kinds of stuff. What should I eat for my first meal of the day? And probably my only meal of the day. Is this the property line? This is the property line. Oh, we can wrap it a little bit here. We might be able to come out at a little bit of an angle. We'll have to see how we can tie this in. I'll need some more stone. If anyone's looking to donate anything, we need heartwood to make the heartwood beams, the fancy beams. We need stone to be able to do some more foundational work in a couple spots. Triple stack Baconator. That sounds pretty good. The only right answer is brisket, Maven says. Fried chicken. Oh man, now I'm really getting hungry. We're almost closing in on the 3-hour mark for this stream. I'm gonna have to get some food pretty soon. I want to find a way to light up under here as well. Sconces may be the only way along these poles, along these walls. Sconces. That'd be pretty cool. Not normally a huge fan of the sconces. I'm gonna go grab another drink. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. All right, I'm back. Got some more water. If you guys want to see more Star Wars here on the channel too, let me know. I'm trying to find out what else it is you guys want to see in between the low spots of PAX Day. But I have a pretty interesting camera setup. You can check some of my previous streams. I have a pretty interesting way of doing Star Wars battles remote while making it appear to be local. It's actually a pretty cool camera setup. Check out my old streams. Let me know if you guys want to see some more of that. Havoc says, so chat, want to do some crimes. What type of crimes are you talking about, Havoc? Maven says, what if finding a dragon yielded you some special ability for 36 hours? You only have 5 people, and only 5 people in packs could activate it at once. That'd be really interesting. So that kind of reminds me of something in World of Warcraft where if your faction would kill Onyxia or other world bosses and stuff, it would give you a world boon for your whole faction. You'd have to go and visit your capital city and like see the effigy or trophy from the dragon or whatever, the head of the dragon hanging up on the wall and stuff, and then you'd get a boon for, I think it's like an hour or a day or something like that, 24 hours. I'm not sure exactly how long it was, but it was really, really cool. I think things like that could be pretty interesting. Imagine a clan overcoming some great achievement and they display it in their town. Like, you know, we put a giant dragon head right there or something, and people could come and interact with it. And maybe they use a little bit of grace. Maybe they have to have some type of alliance with that faction or clan. Maybe they bring in an alliance and rivalry system and a war system into the game. And then your allies could come and use some grace at the trophy in order to interact with it in some way and get some type of world buff or world boon for all of your allied clans. That'd be really cool. Lost Gravity, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for stopping by the stream. We are just doing a little chillin', chatting, and theory crafting about PAX Day, talking about all kinds of different things we'd like to see added into the game, where we think the game's going to go. Basically anything and everything PAX Day related, while I work on BloodHaven, our absolutely ginormous city. This is looking so beautiful. Look at that view. Still so much work to be done. You can see on the very left-hand side and the very right-hand side, still a ton of work to be done there. A lot of work to be done on the boardwalk. You can see the boardwalk making great progress. That's looking wonderful so far. We'd have to get all of those connected all the way down here to this bridge and then some. But take a look at that city. Over 100 plots. Lost Gravity says, what's the game about? It's basically a social-driven MMO with a lot of grind and there's a lot of fun to be had in PAX Day. The end game right now is not complete. It's in early access. And it's a pretty interesting game if you like medieval-style MMOs. There's quite a bit to it, but you can run out of stuff to do currently. The end game loops aren't complete. The game's, again, still in early access. Still a lot of work to be done on the game. The updates have been kind of few and far between, but here on the channel is where you're going to find honest opinions on it, honest takes on it. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to tell it as it is. So if you have any specific questions about any of the game features, Lost Gravity, please don't be shy. Don't hesitate to ask me anything. I know pretty much everything there is to know about the game, and I can give you all kinds of insight. And tons of people in the chat. We actually have a community called the Cheeky Buggers United. You can join as well. You can type !Discord. We chat over there about everything PAX Day, as well as other games as well. We play Star Citizen and a bunch of other stuff. About 450 members over there. So come on over to the Cheeky Buggers United. Hang out with us. But if you have any questions during stream, please let me know. Maven says, we're chaotic good, so crimes in whose eyes? I guess that's true. Havoc says, in a world with no laws. What even counts as a crime? I intend to find out. Maven says we're actually wrong per the Inquisitors. Yeah, I guess that's true. But Lost Gravity, this is the huge city that is known as BloodHaven that we've been building since the release of the last patch. It's about 100 plots for the actual city itself and about 200 more plots dotted around. 270 plus members in the Order of the Blood Brothers. This is what we've been working on so far. Once the city's done, we got a lot of roleplay that's going to take place as well. But we have really been working hard on getting this city built. Back there is going to be a really cool forest. But if you have any, it's kind of a big game, so it's hard to just go over everything. But if you have any specific questions, please let me know. Maven says we could go to a POI, smash and grab everything. That'd be fine. Yeah, that's not a crime. It would be actually pretty cool to put together a formal RP crime and punishment system. That'd be really interesting. Look at that beautiful city. Another Tangia dungeon for Drill. Thanks for the Tangia dungeon. Maven says the Inquisitors would not agree, Grand Marshal. Well, if I'm going to be frank with you, I don't rightfully give any flying shits about what the Inquisitors think. The Inquisitors are scum beneath our boots. They are nothing. We will eradicate them if we need to. Anything that stands in between the Order of the Blood Brothers and their ultimate goal of doing good and protecting the innocent and free people of all of Gallia, they will get squashed beneath our boot. Havoc says, oh, that's good. Here I was going to sell speed potions to kids. I mean, hey, child labor back in the Middle Ages I don't think was frowned upon, right? Back in the medieval times. For Drill, did they have child labor back then? Almost fairly certain it's a yes. That'd be breaking their laws, and we're okay with that? Yeah. I'm okay with breaking Inquisitor laws. And anyone else's, really, to be honest. I mean, let's be fair. If there's a law that impedes good from being done, and justice being served, and us reaching that ultimate goal of chaotic good, ultimately being good, then the law deserves to be broken, right? Are there children in this world? I mean, no. I don't think there is. Which, come to think of it, is kind of suspicious. Vigil says there's always child labor. That was a lot of people in that dungeon. You know, you guys have been doing a ton of dungeons. I'm gonna fire one up for you as well. 50 tokens going in. Thank you guys for all the Tangia dungeons. I really do appreciate you. But that's BloodHaven. We got grand plans for down here by the water, in that forest. Oh man, it's freaking beautiful. Templar says they're all in the mines. That's why that's why there's none here on the surface. They're all in the mines. If we were born just a few months ago, doesn't that make us all children? Well, we have RP hooks as to what we did during the floods and the apocalypses. That is how we survived, and that story is going to unfold through the 7 stone feathers of the apocalypse. You guys are not going to want to miss that. Need to get the city done first in order to be able to do that, though. The Zebs are the children? Or the Zebs ate the children? Are they the children, or did they eat them? Cemetery is dope as fuck. You like that? You like that cemetery? The Sanctuary of the Fallen. It's not done yet. It's still a lot of work. Everything has a lot of work to be done still, but I like the flat rooftops. I do. I like how they turned out. The Sanctuary of the Fallen is really coming together. Got a couple more things to be built in here. A nice sitting area in the back. Something over here by this tree. But yeah, we got 3 mausoleum type things up right now. But I'm glad you like those, Pigro. Appreciate you. Templar says they are the children, that's why they're stuck underground. Oh yeah. It's our underground labor force. Pile in that dungeon, guys. Get in that Tangia dungeon. Saw says, yeah, my little dungeon self hit level 29. Oh, wow. On Tangia? That's impressive. That's very impressive. Over here is going to be the crafting district. These various buildings is where we will produce a lot of stuff. We got to get a roof put on that one. Nice seating area back there. Looking out over this wall at night is going to be really cool because in these trees is going to be, it's going to be like a fairy forest of sorts. There's going to be all kinds of different illuminations out there in the woods. Different little huts and things to do. Maven says, question, a friend told me they witnessed an enemy group fall 3 times to a low-level boss several times. Will there be a monument to our weak fallen foes? No, we're not going to have monuments to anything external of the Order of the Blood Brothers unless it's significant. Unless it's significant enough. But I know exactly where you're going with it. I get the humor and I appreciate it. Havoc says, whether they are the children or ate the children, either way, kids are getting murdered down in the dungeons. I mean, if they are the children, then we are the ones fighting them. Yeah, it's it's not ending well for them. But I'm pretty sure child labor did exist back in the medieval times. P-Girl says, I love it. I love this main staircase area right here. It's like the main highway. Brings you straight up. Let's get another view. I'm going to come to this side of the city. You can look down over the multi-layers of the city. Gosh darn, does that look good. You know how many materials and resources are out there? Unfathomable amounts of materials and resources. Havoc says, I guess that counts as crimes. Maven says, thank you for understanding what I meant and not what I wrote. YouTube makes it so I can't go back and read what I type more than a couple of lines. Oh, that's weird. You should be able to expand the chat box that you're typing in, I would think. That is strange, though. Yeah, I'm not normally on your guys' end of streams. I'm normally just on this end of streams. I do have a couple channels that I enjoy watching. Mad Vlad over at the Outer Middle Show. He's got great stuff. He's hilarious. Freakin' Reviews. I love watching that guy's reviews, even if I'm not even going to be partaking in any of purchasing of any of the products that he shows. I don't know. I just like his reviews and his style. He's a great guy. There's a couple channels that I really enjoy watching. Not for my app, and it's updated. Oh, you're on the YouTube app? Gotcha. So what do you guys think of the city so far? What's your favorite part of the city? My favorite part is the underbelly network. There are so many crypts. I'll give you guys a hint. I'll show you a little bit of a hint. There's an underground area over here. There's a vast underground network under here. There's a vast underground network over there, which kind of goes up to that section. There's a underground area right here. There's potentially something under here. There's a lot of secret underground areas. I cannot wait for people to explore it. We need to find a place for the maze. I'm trying to find out where the maze can go. I want to build a nice big maze. We need archery. We got a good spot for the archery. I'm thinking the chessboard and the gathering area and some statues can come right down here in the middle. We're gonna tie that in real nice. Maven says my favorite part is the tax-free part. Oh, of the city? Yeah. Mascus says chessboard. Yeah, we'll have to get our chessboard brought back. Havoc says, from an RP's perspective, what in PAX Day would you consider an illicit trade? item, poached hides, performance enhancing potions, cursed relics. I guess that's a great point. That's a great question, rather. Oh, you're lost underground? Are you down there right now, Pigro? Are you underground right now? It's not even finished yet. It's going to be probably 10 times more extensive under there. Right now, it's just a lot of the places are hollowed out and they're just open areas. There's going to be rooms and little secret gatherings and stuff underneath there. So what you're seeing right now is just the shell of what's down there. It's all going to be turned into tunnel systems and networks and stuff. I have not sat down and taken the time to actually do that just yet. So right now, it's just the shell. Keep that in mind. It's going to be even more entertaining and extensive down there once I find the time to go down there and work on it some more. Havoc, that's a great question, though, in terms of what would be considered performance-enhancing potions and stuff, or what would be illicit items, trade items. I don't know. What would be illegal? I guess maybe in our lore, maybe veil-touched items would be a protected thing, I guess, because we have the veil and veil-touched items and relics and things. I'm not actually sure. Chat, what do you guys think in the Order of the Blood Brothers lore, in the Blood Brothers compendium, what would be something that would be illegal? Health potions that are really poison? I mean, that would just be like a malicious thing, but what would be like a sacred item or something that would be... So I guess that would be tampered with products. Obviously, yeah, that would be something that would not be good, anything that was tampered with. But who would really want a poison or I don't know. It'd have to be something that people would be going after, that would be sought after, I guess. That would be like assassination items. But even then, I mean, in the right hands, a poison potion could be a good thing. We're chaotic good, so if you're assassinating or poisoning someone who deserves to be taken out of power because they're a terrible person and they're, you know, suppressing and oppressing people and the free peoples, then maybe it'd be a good thing. I mean, that's why we have Arachnivar, right? Enter stage left. Where's Arachnivar? Arachnivar's somewhere up there. Watson says, I know someone who'd believe that anything wolfsbane would be illegal. I don't think they think it's illegal. I think that they just themselves don't like it. I don't think they'd advocate for a law outlawing all of it. Maybe they would. I don't, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Moon says veil-touched items, but under penalty up to death. Potentially, yeah. But that's specific to our lore. I don't know, Havoc, if you meant something maybe less specific. Oh, there you are. I was in free fly mode. Greetings, Pigro. Great to have you here. Welcome to the city. Hey, nice tabard. That looks good. Hope you've been enjoying the city. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done here still, but it's coming together. Right here, I'm thinking a chessboard. I still got to map it out and see if there's gonna be a big enough space for it. But I think for right now is where we're gonna build some statues, do some trial runs of some different statues and stuff. Maven says, oh, do you? That's interesting. I know they're highly invasive and must be eradicated for the health of the native flora. Havoc says, like, if you were to stumble on a black market, what items would it be selling? That's such a great question. I don't really know. I mean, because again, even things that could be used for poisons, it's weapons and stuff, like, those all serve a purpose. They're all tools, right? Asking for a friend. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to think of what would be considered... I think maybe fenced items, but how do you prove that it was fenced? Like anything that would be stolen would probably be, so it could be anything as long as it was stolen. I mean, you'd have to ask Umbravix. Umbravix loves stolen things. Umbravix being one of our gods. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on our goal for the super chats. It's about to expire, I think, because it can only go to 3 hours. That's as long as it lets me put on it. But we are nearing the end of the stream anyways, because I'm starting to get famished. I need to go get some food here soon. Ooh, scary bats. I love that one. That's a good one, Fidril. Thank you for that, Tangia. Uh-oh. What are those eyes? What do those eyes mean? What are those eyes, Ange? The Grand Marshal's bastard sword? I mean, yeah, if it was stolen. If it was stolen, probably that would be something that could be fenced. Maven says belongings in the black market for those on the blood list. That'd be interesting. I'm gonna have to think about that. Next stream, I'm gonna have a list of different things that I think maybe could fall into that category. That's been very thought-provoking, Havoc. I appreciate that question. I like the spin that you're going with too. Because while this is the moonlit market, who's to say there's not a black market, some underground stall or something where some shady dealings could take place. I think there's a place for all of that stuff in lore and in roleplay. I think having a space where players are free to express themselves in both their light and dark nature. I like to think of it like Baldur's Gate. There's a lot of different things. Yeah, someone did say Umbervix. There's a lot of different things that are going on within Baldur's Gate, both good and bad. And I think that BloodHaven is, while it's the home of the Order of the Blood Brothers, I think having a natural world where there's both good, bad, and indifferent things all happening in one place feels much more natural. You can't just have a place that's like, this is the holy temple and everything's perfect here and there's never anything wrong. And having that little bit of dynamic drama does add to the world, as long as it is in character. And just thank you for the super chat. What number super chat is that? 4 out of 5 towards our super chat goal with 2.5 minutes left. 2 minutes and 20 seconds, actually. Thank you so much. Boss fight. Oh, is there an upcoming boss fight? Oh yeah, someone triggered the boss fight. And just thank you for helping us reach our super chat goal. It says ready up. Everybody get your Tangia page pulled up. Be ready to fight the boss. Someone triggered a boss fight on Tangia. Those are free, again, for you guys to partake in. See, it's weird. And now that my game's running better, and now that my streaming software is performing properly, whether it's due to my internet dropping frames or YouTube dropping the frames or something, I'm not using as much of I'm only using 70% of RAM too. Very strange. I was like bouncing off 98% usage as well. But I do think that in roleplay, as long as things are kept in character, there's a place for everything. Light, dark, I think a statue right here would be great. We need a ton of statues built in this place. But Ange, thank you for helping us reach the super chat goal. Thank you guys for all the channel memberships that were gifted. Thank you for all of the super chats and helping me to reach that goal. You guys are the reason why we're able to have our independent thoughts about this game and why I'm able to run private servers for the community and do all the things that I do. So thank you guys for that. Really do appreciate you. Havoc says shifts uneasily. I thought that growl was your stomach. I'm getting very hungry. I'm getting very, very hungry. Oh, Maven says, did you hear that vicious growl, Havoc? My stomach is growling. I need to go get some food here pretty soon. Well, let me know what you guys think about the city. Let me know what else you think would be cool to have in a big city. We need to get some awnings put like this around the rest of these places. This is really coming together. We need to find some way to make the moonlit market more unique. Maybe we cover that with vines or around the edges. I don't know, but I'm going to experiment with that. We're going to find a cool way to make this really stand out. We're going to fill that with stalls. If you guys have things to sell, this is going to be the place to do it. And we're going to have a ton of RP events kicking off once we finish working on the city. Still a lot to do, though. Havoc looks over shoulder. I should go. Something growling at you. I love this common area right here as well. This is great. I'm thinking right here, if I take these two staircases out, I wrap this around into that. A little type of balcony thing here. I think that's probably the move. Let's see how it pans out. Oh, no. Boss fight. Everybody get in there. We got a boss fight going on. Can we take him down? That is the question. Oh, I need more beams and stuff, and I'm thinking wrap around right here. Are we gonna be able to take this guy down? It's ascend, join, and fight for glory. This is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Oh, this is elevated here. Interesting, different elevations. Maven says, oh, so soon, I figured you'd stick around. You could meet the fabled werewolf that protects BloodHaven. That's right, here we go. Havoc says, at last, the silver-tipped arrows are much more difficult to craft than they were before the flood. Oh my gosh, we almost had him. Look how close we got. We got so close. Next time, he will fall. We just need to keep training. We need to keep hitting those dungeons and get stronger. I hope they add other bosses. Can you imagine fighting a dragon on there too? That'd be cool. Oh no, what would you need those for, Maven says. You were last that time, Sa? You were the last one standing? The last woman standing against the perils of the giant ogre. But everybody, that's bringing us to an end of this chillin', chattin', and theory crafting episode. We got a lot of building done. We're probably going to run a dungeon tonight or go hit some POIs here in a little bit, but I need to get some food. I'm starting to get the mixed shake'ems. I really do appreciate all the tanges. I appreciate all your guys' continued support. Thank you guys for being channel members for as long as you have, and your continued support means the world to me. It really does. My favorite thing is to read your guys' chats and interact with you, and my other favorite thing is to build community. I really love to build up the community, play all kinds of games with you guys, give everybody a home where they can have fun with awesome people. It's why I vet and verify people the way I do. It's why I take it so seriously. It's a serious thing for me because I like to make sure that the space is staying fun for people. Over on Dune, we're going to be having a private server spooled up because G-Portal sucks, so we're going to be going with X-Realm probably very soon here. Cat Died, if you're still watching, reach out to me. Let me know if that's something you guys want to partake in. Maybe we can make something happen where we get our own world. We can start a RP world where we recruit people over there on Dune. Could be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to diving back into Dune with you guys. Havoc says, great, good stream, get some brisket. Ah, man, I hope I can get some brisket today. That'd be awesome. There's Templar. Coming to see what I'm ruining now. Great to see you, Templar. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning into this stream. If you're looking for an awesome gaming community, consider the Cheeky Buggers United. Look no farther. It's a great gaming community filled with awesome, good faith actors where we play all kinds of games together. And if you guys want to take that to the next level, we're always recruiting. You can head over to our website, www.cheekybugger.net, where you can fill out your very own application to join the Order of the Blood Brothers. Appreciate all the tanges. If you guys want to support my work, please consider clicking that join button down below. It's not required, but it definitely does help out. You guys are the reason why I'm able to do this, though. Thank you so much. We will never stop standing in the darkness, standing in the gap between the darkness and those who cannot protect themselves. The Order of the Blood Brothers will always be here, building, crafting, trading, protecting, exploring, and everything that this world has to offer. Not just in this world, but in the next as well. Even after the wipe. Maven with heartfelt, thank you. And in any verse that we find ourselves in, whether it be V-Rising or any of the other private servers that we have hosted, come on out and have some fun. See why Cheeky Buggers United is the best gaming community out there. But that's going to do it for me, everybody. I need to get some food before I get the McShake'ems too bad. I'm gonna get some food in my belly, and I'm gonna be hanging out over on Discord. So guys, come on over to Discord. Type ! Discord. Come hang out with us over there. Have some fun. I look forward to hanging out with you guys and playing some games. On Friday, we got our game night coming up as well. Friday is our party night, party game night. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you guys out there. But until I see you guys in the next one, that cat's hilarious. Until I see you guys in the next one, bye for now.
Took our oaths for all to see. Upon the blood dagger, we gave freely. You broke the bond, now we don't grieve. On the bloodless you shall be. You were a brother, promised and sworn. Now you're a curse that must be cleansed. You turned your back, broke your oath. Brave Ale Scavard forgives you in the next realm. On the bloodless you are named, hunted by bloodhounds you shall be. They hunt in shadows dark and deep, no shelter left, no friends, no sleep. Your days are forfeit. Oathbreaker, you chose to be. Your words were lies. Now hear the howling battle cry. Your end is here as the bloodhounds draw near. The crimson promise you dare to sever has sealed your fate in the worst of ways. The debts in blood you must repay. Now you carry the curse in your dark soul. On the bloodless you are named, hunted by bloodhounds you shall be. They hunt in shadows dark and deep, no shelter left, no friends, no sleep. Your days are forfeit. Oathbreaker, you chose to be. We are the oath you couldn't forsake. The wolves behind each step you take. From watchful prairies to forest deep, your end is sealed in the Grand Marshal's order. By your blood we swore, by your blood you'll fall. On the bloodless you are named, hunted by bloodhounds you shall be. They hunt in shadows dark and deep, no shelter left, no friends, no sleep. Your days are forfeit. Oathbreaker, you chose to be. We took our oaths for all to see.